Man, it's so much to go over today. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna go over and what I'm gonna get to. But I do know that I love you guys. Glow says, man, I need to stop missing the MMS. I'll be trying to catch everything. Oh man, you missed a heck of a show today. You missed a heck of a show today. I was kind of treating the Millionaire Morning Show like it was after hours. You know what I'm saying? What's up, friends and family? I wanted to come to y'all probably like an hour before this, but I had to get some stuff together because we had a whole lot of people over here for Rita's birthday. And you said, Trey Day said, I'm at the movies with my daughter. This is much better than whatever the movie you're going to see. I can guarantee you that. Every show is going to be much better than whatever movie you're going to see. Classy Beats is in the building and said Anton is the GOAT. That's a fact, though. That's a mother effing fact. Anyways, what up, what up, what up? Chris G says, why niggas think that having a job means you're a loser? Because everybody is out here acting like they boss chicks. The dudes think that they boss chicks do. Men think that they boss chicks. Men think they boss chicks. Saturday MMS was good. Yeah, MMS was crazy today. The Millionaire Morning Show was crazy. For those of y'all that don't know, I got three main channels. It's the Anton Daniels channel. That'd be going crazy. The Millionaire Morning Show, that'd be going crazy. And then we got the newest iteration, which started on January 1st of this year, and it's the After Hours, which is where we at now. And we gonna get to it. Travis, I'm gonna get you through your jobs, big dog. That's my job. That's my job. So we got a lot to go over today, ladies and gentlemen. So much so that I decided that I'm gonna put on the Apple Watch. I don't know if I should put on a Rolex or the Apple Watch, but I got on the Apple Watch today. And it was some interesting conversations because it was majority women because it was here for Rita's birthday. Now, it was conversations ranging from my nephews. My nephews is in their early 20s. And it's funny because their perspective on women is very interesting and different than how I was raised and how me and my brothers was raised and our perspective towards women. And then we also had some other women that was like friends of Rita and stuff like that that came through. And so shout out to all of them because they give me the inspiration that I need to have some of these conversations with regard to relationships and stuff. But I'm convinced that every woman is just a boss chick now. Even women that get comfortable in their relationships for a longer time, they just boss chicks. Real talk. Just boss chicks. It's insane. I'm not sure, before I get into the show, you know me, I like to go on these little monologues. I'm not sure that I'm built to be in a relationship going forward. I'm not. I'm not sure that I'm built to be in a relationship going forward. Um, it's certain things that even me and Rita, who's sitting right here, we've had conversations about. I'm not sure what Rita would want for me to do if, God forbid, we know nothing is ever going to happen to her or anything like that. But if anything was to ever happen, what would you want me to do? Honestly,
Um, I would want you to move on and be happy.
move on with what?
Find somebody. I mean, of course, you'll never find another me.
Mm,
But I mean,
I
I
wish
would
I could
want.
show you. You look really, really pretty.
Oh, thank you. I mean,
You got your nipples out though.
um, I would want you to be happy, and
Here, let me
yeah.
show you a little bit. So what?
Hi.
Go
Hi
ahead.
guys. I would want you to be happy. I would want you to move on because I feel like you need a woman for certain things in certain areas and aspects of your life.
she feels as though I need a woman.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could say some other stuff,
Good.
like different conversations that we've had.
But I mean, I don't know.
And let me mute. Yeah, Rita is gorgeous, and she's natural. She 100% natural, 100% natural, super fit, great attitude, gorgeous. Oh, that's the first time you've ever seen my wife, Dion? Yeah, she gorgeous, ain't she?
Well, thank you.
Absolutely beautiful. But see, more gorgeous than who she is on the outside is who she is on the inside, right? Let me tell y'all who Rita is. Let me tell y'all how smooth and how sweet she is, right? Um, and like I said, a lot of people don't know, but like I like my personal preference. Well, let's kick it. We got some time. It's after hours. We don't have no time limit. It's different than the Millionaire Morning Show. Let's kick it, Joe. Right? Um, I show my family, but I protect my family very much so. Simply because I mean it's the internet, and so you want your family to kind of have a level of anonymity so that they can live their lives without any kind of problems. Because I know what comes along with me, but then it's different for her, right? And I want my daughter and my wife to be able to have um, just to have a normal life. I am like a black woman fiend. Like I love black women, women in general, whatever like that. So, when people talk a lot of times on the internet and they say like all a relationship advice, and no, I'm married to a black woman in real life, like a real one. You know what I'm saying? Like got it out the mud with one. So all of this stuff that y'all be hearing from a lot of these people that's on these podcasts and stuff, this is who I am when you see me talk. This is who I am in real life. Like we just got done having a conversation with a whole bunch of people over here, and we was like, I talk this shit. Like I'm way more who I am in real life than I am on the internet. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's funny because Rita thinks that you think that I need women. You think I need a woman in my life. Why do you think? Well, before we even say that, right? Like Rita has sat me down and we've had like conversations because we have like deep conversations, right? And she sat me down and she was like, if anything was to ever happen to me, she gonna give me instructions, right? I've given her instructions like, I got spreadsheets of what to do, insurance money, where to go to this account and all of this stuff and how to be, all of this stuff, right? And then one day she gonna sit me down and say, if anything was to ever happen to her, she needs for me to be taken care of. And do you know that this chick has put together like a list of women that would be good for me if anything was to ever happen to her? I kid you fucking not. Y'all, I kid you not. Rita has put together, she has her mindset on who would be best for me and who I should be considering to play a role in my life or to marry if anything was to ever happen to her to make sure that I was taken care of. Wildest shit ever. Wildest shit ever. I'm telling you. Now, considering that, why do you think that I need a woman in my life?
Because you need somebody to balance you out because you will work yourself into the ground if you didn't have somebody to say, hey, stop, hey, take a break, hey, do this. And you also need somebody to help you in the way that I help you, as far as like your calendar, your schedule, all of the stuff that all the stuff that I do. You need somebody to do that because you don't have the capacity to do it.
I can hire somebody for that. I don't need no wife.
But you don't trust anybody in your personal space like that.
Then that's why I make them sign paperwork.
You don't trust nobody in your space like that.
Correct.
And you don't want to give up the control because you barely wanted to give it to me. So
I don't understand her. For some reason, she think I need women around me, and that I need somebody to be able to balance me out and to make sure that I get this and to get that, and then I tell her like I don't need no woman for no sex.
and I was gonna say, don't leave out the sex.
What do you mean? Don't leave out the sex?
Who you gonna do that with?
I'm chilling. I'm celibate. I'm semen retention. I'm slow motion. I don't need none of that. I'm serious.
Okay.
Why are you laughing?
Because I know what I'm talking about.
What do you know?
I know what you need.
I don't need that. That's a nice to have. That's not a fun. That's not a requirement.
I know what you need.
What does that mean?
Honey, your attitude be bad sometimes.
Oh my god. This chick. This chick is crazy. This chick sitting me down, gonna sit me down talking about, and if anything was to ever happen to me, this person would be best for you, and this person would be able to take care of you best, and all of this other. I said, man, get on out of here with that. Get on out of here with that. So, anyways, I got a real one. I got a real one. A lot of y'all don't really live this life. I really live this life in real life. What up, Sir Mason? Y'all ready to get started with the show? Y'all ready to get started? I live this life in real life. My life is really like this. So a lot of y'all think that y'all know what y'all talking about, but y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Um, Talk to him, Dion. All Anton need is God. That's a fact, though. Shout out to my dog, Classy Beats. I appreciate you. Says Giannis and Steph are my two favorite NBA players right now, but Steph just took the number one spot after he cooked that chick. I ain't see it. I was over here partying. Travis Rivas says, you helped me so much so far. I have to contribute. Shout out to Travis. I appreciate you. Dark 80s man says, Detroit is hard, but you clown. DT hard, but you clowning. Clowning on what? Let's go ahead and get started with the show, y'all. Let's get it popping. We got enough people in here. I don't need no woman. Says shout out to Reta. The fellas like you. They say you a real one.
Oh, thanks, guys.
They say you a real one. They said you be holding me down. All right, let's get started with the show. How y'all want to get started? We got Mase, and Shannon Sharpe is beefing. Desi Banks had to answer a question about whether or not he would put on a dress. We got a couple shows where women is talking crazy. A woman says she's 30 and she's never had a boyfriend. Co-parents. Oh, Lou Will. Lou Will. We got to talk about Lou Will too. So y'all tell me where y'all want to start at, and then we'll go from there. And then we'll wing it as we go. Y'all tell me how y'all want to play this. I love this show. This is my favorite show. I just don't feel like typing, so that's why I ain't dropped the poll. If I had an assistant right now to do all of that, then I would do it, but I don't feel like it, so it's just not really a thing right now. You know what I'm saying? What's good, folks? Pick up, bro. Mase, all of them. Shannon Sharpe, Desi Banks, Lou Williams. Tahiri popped up on my timeline today. Step Baby Daddies. So y'all want to start off with the Lou Will? We could go with Lou Will. We'll finish off from the Millionaire Morning Show. All right, let's start with Lou Will, and then we'll move over into Shannon Sharpe and all of that type of stuff. All right. So Lou Will was doing a. I kind of reviewed a little bit of it from the money perspective. Oh, and by the way, shout out to Q, Island Girl Q. She be buying me clothes and sending me stuff. She be sending Q send me more hoodies than anybody. She be just buying me stuff and sending it to me. So Q, this is straight from Q. Shout out to my girl Q, Island Girl Q. Um, Shout out to Holy Ghost Rider in the building. And then I'm going to be reading Super Chat shortly. But Lou Will basically was on some he was on some crazy stuff, bro, because Lou Will was, well, no, he wasn't on no crazy stuff. He was basically breaking down how NBA players go broke. The average NBA player lifespan in the NBA is only 4 years on average. And he was saying, yo, if you get a $5 million contract or a $4 million contract, by the time you get done with all of the fees, taxes, agents, NBA, stash, all of that stuff, he said that you probably only going to be at about 1.5, and then you got to make that. So let's say you make $6 million in the NBA after all of the fees, and that's supposed to last you for the rest of your lifetime. It's not going to work. But then he said something about women, and I was like, that kind of caught my eye. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, wait a minute. We got to revisit that. And I'm going to say that. Chris, you crazy. Let me fast forward it to the part where he was really digging in. I think it was around the 40 something minute mark. It's got to be around this.
Talk about it because I can make fun of it. Tell you don't do this.
Yeah,
he thinks.
Let me just say, Spank's business acumen was trash, man.
Oh, shit. Don't worry about it. We got because you know what I'm saying. When a lot of times we probably gonna hire management that's just gonna
take care of everything.
It's gonna be your local guy that. Listen,
call,
hey, listen.
I don't want to do it.
Hey, listen. How much was your S600 you got? Let me. Fuck when it worked out. However, I'm retired and I'm going to your show tonight.
I'm gonna say 5-6 years getting into investing. Okay, because I know that stock market shit.
I want to get to the part where I stopped it.
Paid it all out to him. So looking like. That's too much work.
Yeah, it's like you the
bro,
candy lady.
17,
you the
bro.
candy lady times 100. Like I gotta go to Sam's Club and all day. 35 cents a bag.
That's the hardest part.
But see, I feel like it's a Ponzi scheme because you from Philly, I'm from Atlanta,
right?
And people are telling us to invest in some of the same bullshit.
Same bullshit it is.
It's like, bro, if you're passionate about, it's different strokes for different folks. So I don't want to just shit on the vending machine people.
Right. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. But you know what I'm gonna do?
Because we did it.
I'm gonna set a meeting with you, bro. With Kev's Heartbeat Ventures. That's who I'll be sitting down talking to as well, too.
Yeah, now that's something I can see. I can believe in that.
We're gonna sit down. I'm gonna call him. We're gonna sit down and like he ain't gonna lie. He's been helping me with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. I got you. You my guy. Come on, I got you. But so the average NBA player plays for 4 years, and then the following 5 years they go broke.
Easy numbers game, bro.
Yeah.
Easy numbers game. I do it like this. You make $5 million, 2.5 of that gone. You got agent fees, probably another 50 of that gone. You got your dues. A lot of people don't know we got dues for the NBPA. So yeah, you got dues. So everybody put their money in the pot. So you figure you got 450 NBA players. I think the dues is 15 to 20 grand a year. Everybody put it in the pot. That's how we able to get our health care and all of that type of shit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I wonder if the dues also extend beyond when they retire. So do they still get health care coverage? Because it's kind of like a Ponzi scheme in that the people that's currently in the NBA is still paying for the people that's retired healthcare coverage, which it kind of makes sense because the people that came before them paved the way. And if it wasn't for them making the sacrifices, then they wouldn't have, the revenue today. But I'm assuming that it's all vested or it's invested. And then, ultimately that's the thing that then determines whether or not they healthcare coverage and stuff like that. But the type of fees, and people don't understand that with a lot of money come a lot of responsibility. The type of fees that a lot of these guys got to experience that then eventually had them going broke is crazy.
You got dues, then you got your personal staff. So
Right.
I'm talking about
Everybody
just
got-
the staff
Yeah.
of financial
individual player.
financial
Yeah.
advisor is probably 1%. Agent at a high number is gonna get 4%.
Right.
But you can negotiate from 1 to 4.
Okay.
So before you look up, you probably at 1.5 million off of 5 with nothing. And these Benzes that we keep talking about in these mansions and shit, these girlfriends and these Chanel bags. Before you know it, you not a millionaire no more.
Right.
You a high thousandaire. On paper, you can tell a motherfucker, fuck you, I'm a millionaire.
Right.
In real life, a lot of that pie gone.
God.
Yeah, so you gotta, so again, and we 17, 18-year-old kids, these are our first experiences. It's gonna take us, I don't care what you go to school for, it's gonna take you 5, 6 years of that experience
Yeah, it is.
to even realize what's happening to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was, hey listen, man, I had a week, I bought a Ferrari and a Lamborghini in the same week, and
Adam Hurley says in the chat, says, give me $1 million, I'll make that shit last my whole life. Cap. All cap, nigga. All cap. You don't even know, dog. That's how I know a lot of y'all ain't really tapped that type of money before, that you ain't never seen it in real life. Nigga, you can't make no $1 million stretch your whole life. As you smoking, you know what the rate of inflation is? Man, look, most people don't even have the business acumen to make. If you can get a return of close to 8 to 9% on your money, you doing crazy. You doing good. Most people don't even know how to flip money. They don't know how to make money. That's not going to last you for the rest of your life. If you got $1 million, it's not going to last you for the rest of your life. I promise you, it's not going to last you for the rest of your life. $1 million ain't what you think it is, big dog. $1 million ain't what you think it is. I spent $1 million, honestly, probably every 4 or 5 months. I spent $1 million on real talk. I spent $1 million at probably every 4 to 5 months. Ain't no way in the world you surviving, in my personal opinion, off of $1 million for the rest of your life. You can miss me with that shit. I'm not going for it. You ain't never gonna convince me, man. Y'all don't even, cause you ain't even used to money. You're not even used to money. Stop it, bro. Stop it. Depends on your lifestyle, man. Get that shit up out of here. No, I'm talking about investing. Oh, okay. It's that easy? Y'all able to flip that type of money that easy? Man, y'all don't know, dog. Dog, you don't even know what life is like until after you spent your first $2 million. Then that's when you start to figure that shit out. I think that y'all off. I think that y'all off. Y'all super off. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. I think y'all capping.
I rationalized it with my financial advisor, and he was like, I can't legally tell you what to do with your money, but I don't think that's a good decision.
Right.
And I said, it's cool, I'll make a bunch of this shit.
That's what you told him.
I did. But I was young.
What year was this? What year? Do you remember?
Man, I had to be 24. I had to be 24, 25 years
So it was like
old.
your 6th or 7th season?
Yeah, see?
Damn.
Remember when I told you I don't remember a goddamn thing?
Yeah, you
But
did,
people
you did,
around me, so 2012.
That's considered the fourth wall right there. Remember we were talking earlier?
Yeah,
You're like, what's the
the
fourth wall?
Yeah,
That's the fourth wall with
paying
him.
this motherfucker to. But no, like you have.
Dog,
You want to enjoy
I
something.
spent last month alone in my personal spending account. I spent $147,000 in January, and that was a slow month for me because in December I spent. Oh wow, I actually saved money. I only spent $155,000 in December. No, yeah, last month in January 2024, I just pulled it up. I spent $147,000. Ain't nobody living like you spend. Man, look, bro. Once you start getting this money, ain't nobody living like you spending $50,000. Nigga, even if you only spend $50,000, that's not gonna, man, y'all crazy, bro. Y'all crazy. Y'all smoking crack. Last month in January 2024, I spent $147,000. That's a fact. I literally just pulled it up on my spending summary. You know me, I don't mind showing receipts. Spending summary for January 2024. It's right there. January 2024. And then I could pull it up. I'll go December 2023, 155. November 2023, 124. We can go into October 2023, and I spent 284 in October in 2023, and it's at the top. And this is Chase. This is the Chase app. This ain't no, see that? This is the Chase app. This ain't no cap. This ain't no screenshots. We don't do none of that shit. This is the Chase app specifically. All right. So we don't do no capping around here. This is real life, real tracking. We don't do none of that. So y'all could do all of that Photoshop, screenshot bullshit if y'all want to. This $1 million ain't shit. $1 million ain't shit. Real talk. So you can miss me with all of that. $1 million will last me for the rest of my life. That's just because you ain't never seen what $1 million look like.
Some of this stuff too,
Yeah,
bro.
you
Like
do.
you want to enjoy it, and so it's nobody sitting there giving you real numbers because it's coming in so fast. Money coming in so fast. That's just a contract. Like you might have a shoe deal, you might have some endorsements, so you feel like this shit is gonna be forever. It was culture shock to me. The first week I didn't get a big check from being retired, where it was like,
I gotta figure this shit out.
yeah, like life has begun. Like I feel like my life really started when I retired, bro, because I never spent that much time at home. Never read. Listen, all my mail. My mom has a habit of coming to my house with a shoebox, taking all my mail, taking it to her house, coming back the next day like, boy, you got shit to pay. You don't look at your mail. I'm like, how I'm gonna look at my mail? You come get it every day. You've been doing this for 20 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was my first time of really introducing myself to my real life.
Yeah.
Like I had never spent weeks at a time in my own crib.
So is that another reason where they say a lot of when athletes retire, they get a divorce too? Because now they home so much.
Hell yeah. You don't really know the woman you married. Like, I'm from Atlanta.
Right.
If I'm playing for the Clippers, she might move with me, but I'm on the road 3-4 nights a week. I only got to deal with her for 2 nights at a time.
That's where
You dig what I'm saying? I got to deal with her 2 nights at a time during the week. You know how we keep her happy? Keep sending her to the mall. That's how you keep her quiet. That's why it's okay. It's okay. I understand. It's a sacrifice. I'll stay home with the kids. It's okay. You know why? Because she can shop in peace. You ain't in her fucking ear. And you on the road doing whatever you doing. She ain't in your ear. Come home 2 days out that week, play family, and then you retire and you got to deal with this shit 24/7. And you like, hold on, lady.
You're not going to roll over and play family. You're not going to roll.
And she got to kick her side dude to the side because now you in her face 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Nigga, she don't even like you. Let's keep it 100. She don't even like you. And she got to kick her side. If you don't think these NBA dudes be getting their chicks fucked on, then you on a whole nother ball game. Because I'm just telling you, bro. Listen, now he got to come home. He got to get rid of his side chicks because he can't afford to keep the hoes that he was buying in the first place. Because now this nigga got to figure out how to have his money stretch as long as possible. Nigga, listen. Man, I ain't talking about Lou Will. I'm talking about the context that he's having. Let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something. These niggas don't go bankrupt within 5 years of leaving the league for no reason. Because A, she got companionship and she's spending the bag. B, this nigga not going from city to city no more and he got to kick his hoes to the side. D, they don't know each other, which absence does make the heart grow fond if you already have a real connection with the person that you married to. Okay, so let's be clear. I do think that people need to be busy. They need to be out of the house. But this motherfucker just hanging around the house all of a sudden playing daddy, nigga, that's not gonna fly. That's the biggest killer. That's the biggest killer for all of these people is that they don't have a plan and they don't have insight on how their life is supposed to turn out after they get out of the league. And so that's why you see all of these motherfuckers starting podcasts all of a sudden. Every NBA player all of a sudden want to start a podcast, and half of the podcasts is shit. I'm gonna just be honest with you. Half of these, listen, after a year, a lot of these podcasts are going to start going away because they not good. They not generating the revenue that they think that it was going to generate. And so they bored. Dog, I seen Dwayne Wade start a podcast. I said, what? I kid you not, bro. I seen Dwayne Wade. Let me find it. I seen Dwayne Wade start a podcast, bro. I said, man, I'm not about to listen to Dwayne Wade. And so the first time they start a podcast, they start getting all of their famous friends because a lot of these people think that just because they get their famous friends on a podcast, that's supposed to be hot. They gonna get the most famous people that they can get on a podcast. Dwayne Wade's podcast is called The Why. How many of y'all is checking for Dwayne Wade's podcast, bro? They gonna get their most famous friends and they think that that's finesse. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm not even interested in I'm starting to fall out of love. Like I only interview who I want to interview now. I'm not even interested in really bringing people on the pod no more or on my platform no more unless it's real people. So like I'm starting to get more into like authentic people, local people, girls that I think is dope and pretty at the same time. I'm starting to get into that. Look at this shit, man. Ain't nobody I'm not checking for Dwayne Wade.
With a legend icon named Pat Riley. Rouse, thank you for taking this moment.
You kidding me, man?
Taking it,
but anytime.
So last time we seen each other,
and so we've been together 55 years, and
wow.
This was like the Boston Celtics and Red Auerbach.
I'm not interested in watching this shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not interested in watching this. Man, listen, bro. Honestly, all these people. My goal at this point, honestly, like if I'm really like, I am very much zoned in on finding the people that I want to talk to if I want to talk to them, and then I'm gonna play it by ear from there. But I'm not talking to nobody I don't want to talk to just for numbers, because my none of my platforms is interdependent on talking to somebody in order for us to be able to do what we gonna do. We all our own entity. I can jump on this bitch and just talk. On Wednesday nights, I get on this motherfucker and I talk for at least an hour straight on a monologue. They need people to bounce ideas off of and bring it out. Man, listen, when you can do a whole stream just based off of your own thoughts by yourself on a regular basis, and that was my thing. Like, I don't feel like I need nobody in order to do what I do. I'ma do what I do. And so now I'm starting to take a step back and like, hey man, everybody doing the fucking same thing. Everybody leaning into their celebrity friends in order to do a podcast and shit like that. And it's like, it's kind of getting corny to me. And so I'm always thinking about what my next move is, and I'm thinking ahead of this shit. Because I don't want to be doing the same thing that these motherfuckers is doing, and they doing it just to try to get some visibility, but it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not authentic. It's not real. Oh, let me go get Pat Riley on here. Man, that shit don't even, it don't hit. It don't hit. And that's why you're seeing a lot of these podcasts going away. I remember when T.I. started a podcast expeditiously. That shit went away. You know what I'm saying? And now they all kind of biting off of Shannon Sharpe because Shannon Sharpe had created a platform that was more interview worthy and all of that shit. Man, listen, bro. My goal is to run these niggas out the building long term. Long term is to run them out the building. I can do both, and I do both. But we gonna get there. We gonna get there. Let's continue to rock.
Pull over, play family like that.
Nah, this is real shit.
Just rolled
I said
over.
it. I said it.
Spank laugh too much, bro. Like sometimes you gotta have a little bit more seriousness when you asking the questions because you want them to like kind of get their full thoughts off. Like some of these niggas is not good interviewers, bro.
I said it. Play family. Play
that's
house.
tough, man. Yeah,
you
that's
playing
tough.
house. You on your best behavior because the moment that you walk out of that door, a lot of my good brothers are who they say they are. Real God-fearing family men, and some of us like to play. You know what I'm saying? Some of us like me included. I say I'm first. So anybody saying I'm talking too much about it,
Right.
I was one of them.
I was one of them.
I was
There
a
you go.
team captain. How about that? You know what I'm saying? But that's the reality. So when you get to a place where, like I said, I was single, so I'm coming home with just my crib.
Yeah.
But
At one
imagine-
point, you weren't single though. You had
No, I had
Yeah, multiples.
two
Yeah.
separate cracks at having a family.
Yeah,
it
there
just didn't work out. But
Right.
you come home and you got that scenario where you got a wife and let's say you don't even have kids involved, or you got a long-time girlfriend. Y'all really got to get to know each other for real. Cause he's used to spending time with you,
then dip it.
getting the fuck out of here. Spending time with you, getting the fuck out of here. So how you gonna keep her happy when your keep her happy button is send her to the mall?
Right.
And that $500,000 check that you got last week, that ain't a $500,000 check this week. So this week you got to tell her, I can still send you to the mall, but like, oh, let me see. Let me see.
And that's the problem with these niggas that don't get it out of the mud with the chick that they with. These dudes been leading with money their entire lives, and eventually that junk dry up because they not getting them checks no more, and they've been spending it as fast as they can get it because it doesn't matter how much money you make, you adjust your lifestyle to whatever it is that you do. And so very rarely can these dudes hold on. Y'all said put the robe on. Yo, Reta. I got two different robes. The robe that I got a robe specifically for the downtown Detroit penthouse, and then I got a different robe for here. Hold on one second. No rush. No rush. Just bring me my other black robe that I got for here. But they've been leading with money their entire lives. And so now, most of these women is only with these niggas because they NBA players and they think that they going to save them. When the money start running out because they didn't manage their finances correctly, and see, this is one of the reasons why you need a dope woman on your side, right? Because a real dope woman, and shout out to all of my chasers and everybody that's a part of the Patreon, a real woman, that's why you see Larsa Pippen hopping from dick to dick right now. She trying to catch a wave. She trying to get in touch with somebody that's going to save her long term because she don't really have no real talent. Listen, when you think of entertainer, a lot of these people is entertainment in a certain way. Thank you, baby. This robe this is different than the other one. This is the original classic. Much, much different than the one that I got down at the studio. I'm going to put this on in a minute. But a lot of these women is only with these niggas not because they like them, but they with these niggas because they provide a service. They provide money. And so they used to live in that lifestyle, right? But then when these niggas go broke, you're going to see them like Joe Smith. And then they chick is going to be on OnlyFans, or they're going to be monkey branching over into the next dude, or they're going to try to get back into the game, into the limelight, because they used to live in a lifestyle and they can't maintain their lifestyle anymore. So now you're going to see these hoes on Basketball Wives of Atlanta, Basketball Wives of LA, Basketball Wives of Milwaukee and shit, right? Of the OC. They not even wives, they just girlfriends. You're going to see them trying to start an OnlyFans. They're going to be trying to start a little podcast or something. They don't know what the fuck they doing. And they're going to crash the hell out. And so none of these chicks is gonna stick around. But let me tell you something. When you get it with a chick out the mud, when you first had that conversation with them and you say, hey, listen, I want to make sure that this shit is gonna really be here. And I want to make sure that this is real and that this is not a one-time thing. So what we gonna do is we gonna make sure that we stay down for the next 5 years, and then we gonna start spending our money later. And she say, yeah, I'm with that. I feel that. That's how you know you got you a real one. That's how you know you got you a real one. When you can get down with a chick and she say, and you say, listen, I know let's just use a round number. I know we came up and we got money now and we made $1 million, right? Let's say you make $1 million, because I understand everybody ain't getting it the way that some of us is getting it, right? Let's say you say, yeah, I made $1 million or whatever, and we starting this businesses, but we, instead of spending this money, we gonna reinvest it. We could take us a little trip here and there, but we not gonna get no new cars. We not gonna change our crib. We not gonna change our lifestyle. We just gonna make sure that we stay down with this shit, and let's just hold on for a few years and run this junk up until we got a net worth of $10 million. And then once we get a net worth of $10 million and we got enough assets spitting off enough stuff to where we can maintain a lifestyle, then we gonna start breaking out and then we gonna start spending money. When you get you a chick that's like, okay, yeah, I'm down with that type of shit, but she not complaining in order to try to spend money with her friends, that's the type of woman that you want to be with. If the woman is only going to be there because you can buy her a Chanel bag, or you can get her a G550, or you can put her in a nice car and a nice crib, and she wanted to have your kids, so just in case anything happens, she can get child support from your ass, leave that bitch. Fuck her. You want a woman that actually wants to ride out with you, not a woman. That's why you got to stay with your day ones. Man, look, for all of y'all NBA players that be watching me and checking out my stuff, let me tell you something. For all your dudes that's getting money, or you going to be getting money and you don't know what you're going to do yet, fuck these bitches, bro. Don't spend one dime on a chick. Can't no woman out here, I don't care how much money I make, it ain't one woman that can come out here and say, Anton bought me a handbag, Anton bought me some whatever, blah, blah, blah. The only women that could say that is the women that actually are employed by me, or people that got bonuses or some shit like that generate revenue and that we bust down bags together. But man, fuck them hoes, bro. Y'all keep leading with y'all money to make them hoes like y'all. They don't want y'all. They want the lifestyle that come with it. Nigga, even Tom Brady couldn't hold on to his chick when he was ready to retire. She was up out of there. Now Tom Brady is out here doing Hertz commercials and shit, and I'm sure he's still getting money and got a bag and all of that because he's Tom Brady. But nigga, she was going on the end of his career. At the tail end of his career, he couldn't even keep his chick. He couldn't even keep his chick. And they can't maintain this, bro. They can't maintain a lifestyle that got her, and they led with their money. And that's the thing. I seen a clip. I'm gonna get back to this Lil Will real quick. I seen a clip where a chick was like, where it was a bunch of chicks during the Super Bowl. They said, I'm a football player's girlfriend. I didn't say that. I'm a football player's girlfriend. I seen that junk on TikTok. I was like, look at these raggedy hoes. That's why if you wasn't getting it out the mud with me, I don't know you. I know some football players right now that's fucked up. And when I say fucked up, I mean fucked up. Money short, taxes owed, PTSD, broke, child support, back child support, owe millions of dollars, ain't got a dime to their name. Nigga, I can go and buy they rings right now. I know them in real life. And they don't know what the fuck they gonna do. They just out here living off their name. Corny ass niggas, man.
See what else I got on the forecast before
Right.
we spend the money on that. And that's when a lot of those dynamics, what you're used to, and the life that y'all have been accustomed to having for years at a time. Like you talk about a career worth of time, bro. If you're a 10-year vet, and let's add the kids in. Bring the kids into the scenario. Now the kids getting older.
And they can't go to private school no more. And you ain't got no money to pay for them to go to college. And you hoping for your kids to make the NBA so that they can revive what it is that you got going on.
I want them to move every time you move. You might be at the tail end of your career where you're going to have a bunch of stops.
Right.
That's just how it go at the end of your career. Your ass just starts sliding all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Now you got a 9-year-old. You don't want that 9-year-old to not have a consistent home, consistent friends, build a sense of community,
community
build a
because-
sense of herself, you know, be able to grow and become herself. So now you say, well, wifey, you stay at home. You stay where you are with the baby or with the babies or whatever. I'm gonna go out on the road. So now you spending months at a time without your family. So when you come home, man, y'all don't know who y'all are.
I ain't talking about his money, James Sharpe. I'm talking about the lifestyle. The fact that he had to readjust his norm to coming back home and being home every day versus being out in the streets and doing whatever it is that he's doing and whatever his cultural norm is.
For longer than
Who that little nigga?
Yeah, for real, straight up. Because you know what it is? You get into your room, you check in, do your check-in phone call,
Right.
go back to living your life. She go back to managing the house. So you know your wife for 5 minutes at a time for real.
Wow.
So hell yeah, she leaving your ass when that shit when the
Right,
shit
when
that
shit
keep a
don't-
smile on her
right,
face ain't there no more. That resource ain't there no more, and it get different.
Never looked at it like that.
Yeah.
I never looked at it like that. See how much information you can get
And they
sit
crash.
down and have a conversation with somebody like an NBA vet / retired. How about
I'm gonna read that super chat shortly.
Sound
Shout out
like
to
you
you.
about to say some wild shit.
no? I'm not.
Anytime motherfuckers clear their throat and look up,
No, because
when they come down, go ahead, let me
no,
hear
I'm
it.
about to segue into when you retired, right? You know, we know each other. So when we retired, you had put a post on your story. And the
shit,
post
what'd I
on
say?
your story was on some Big 3 type thing, right? With Ice Cube and all that.
You good.
So I was like,
You good,
oh,
boy.
shit.
Hey,
My-
you good, boy. You did this
Hey,
shit
come
before?
on. Hey, come on, bro. I did it a couple times.
You did this before?
So when you retired, we thinking, oh God, Lou going to the Big 3
man.
now. What happened with that, bro?
I thought it was
Yeah, everybody hype. Like, oh shit, my guy Lou gonna be in the Big 3 now.
I thought it was premature for me to do it so fresh out of the league.
Out of the league.
I thought it was fresh. However, I was a fan of the league.
Right.
If anybody recall, I went to the very first Big 3 event in Brooklyn, New York. I was there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was there because
Shouts out to Ice Cube. Yeah.
shout out to Cube for sure. Cube texted me and I didn't text him back. No disrespect. But I just felt like I ain't responding.
How do y'all know what the net worth for these people are? Stop looking on the internet because that is not a dick. It could be way more than 300 million for Tom Brady. It could be less. I'm sure he getting the bag, and I'm sure that Tom Brady is going to be rich forever. Stop depending on the internet to tell y'all what people's net worth is. Y'all don't know. These motherfuckers most of the time don't even know what their net worth is. Is the internet they don't. Who is doing this research to actually be able to understand all of the investments and all of the money that Tom Brady has? Y'all don't know what these people net worth is. Stop listening to the internet. It's not accurate. It's not true. All right?
Back in the right time, so I just let it be. So
Right.
no disrespect to Cube. But yeah, for that man right there, AI was the guy that was being featured.
Yeah.
So I flew up to New York. I thought it was a dope concept, and I was like, man, this is cool as hell.
Yeah.
And I got there in Brooklyn, man, and it was a ruckus environment. And I remember my first thought was, I don't think AI know what he signed up for,
Right.
because I felt like my brother thought it was gonna be like an all-star game type of environment,
Yeah,
some
friendly.
fun, friendly, be able to do tricks.
Right.
And when I got there, the first game was going on, and Corey Maggette had tore his ACL right in front of me.
Yep. I remember that game.
And I remember thinking, oh shit, I don't think my brother know this is going on. Like, this is not gonna last long. You know what I'm
a
saying?
lot of players that first season, a lot of players got hurt.
A lot of guys, because I don't think they realized it was gonna be as competitive as it was and as it's turned into be. And I think that's one of the reasons why Cube isn't getting bigger names, bigger marquee guys, because man, you spend decades and years of highly competitive shit.
Right.
So when you retire and then you go into another thing,
Right.
that's really not the energy really not the energy that you
That's
own.
what you
That's
want,
why
yeah.
you see now it's turned into a hybrid where the NBA players that he do have, they're older guys and they're getting celebrated, or they're coaching and then the young guys, the young overseas guys, the street ball guys are
Yeah.
carrying the league because they are still in such of a competitive mind state.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, that's dope. But I think that the key thing that we got from this was that Lou Will was basically telling you that a lot of these people are leading with their bag and they leading with their money. And it's not what they think that it is. And ultimately, it turns into a situation where a lot of these guys can't maintain a lifestyle that they signed up for or that they signed up their family for. And it's not the same. It's not the same. And so if you're not on top of it, you're gonna lose your family, you're gonna lose your chick, you're gonna lose your side chicks, you're gonna lose all of the women that you got on the road. And they ain't even tripping because they just gonna move over to the next one, and then they gonna get old and age out, and they gonna turn into the Larsa Pippins. I don't even know how Larsa Pippen continue to do what she doing and continuing to hold on to the dudes that she holding on to, but that's wild as fuck. Let me read some of these super chats, and then we're gonna move over into the next thing. We'll move over to Cameron. The Mase versus a Shannon Sharpe thing. So Joe Gunn says, Anton, it's okay to need a woman in your life. I don't need nobody. It's nice to have. It's people like, my chick that's largely in my corner and holding me down, and she adds so much value into my life. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I do. Maybe I do need some dope women around me 100% of the time. Joshua says, Anton, I'm not going to cap like these dudes. If I get $1 million, I'm getting a coaching call from you because I'm not going to know what to do with that responsibly. Most people blow their first money that they make. Most people blow the money that they make, that first money that they make. Paid players and demand says, you spend $1 million every 4 months and you live in Michigan, not NYC or LA. It looks like you live in an apartment, but put all of that 1 million in the U.S. Treasury notes, pay out twice a year at 4.3%, $80,000 a year forever. Hey, you see these people giving me financial advice? Listen. I appreciate. I genuinely do. Shout out to you for the super chat. You are absolutely awesome. Thank you, paid. Players are in demand. That's what it stands for. Players are in demand. But listen, family. Um, for those of y'all that may not know, I own over 17 properties with no mortgages in Oakland County. Okay. If you have not researched Oakland County, you should look it up. Oakland County in Michigan. Okay. I'm building cash. I have zero mortgages, zero bank loans, zero debt. My penthouse in downtown is brand new. Y'all should go back and watch some stuff before we start having a conversation. All right. I appreciate it. I do. I appreciate the financial advice. I think that you guys have awesome financial advice. Thank you, Paid. It is very, very much appreciated. So, no, I would never live. First of all, let me tell you why you're wrong. I would never live and have my main residence in Los Angeles or New York, okay? Because those two cities in particular are the highest taxed cities in the United States of America. They have the highest taxes statewide, especially for my tax bracket, in the United States of America. So, all right. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pass on that particular advice. But again, I do appreciate you, and I do appreciate. I'm a pass on a 4.3%. You're not even beating the rate of inflation. Your money is devaluing. You're not even beating the rate of inflation. They making more money off your money than you making money off your money. Let me see. Thank you, paid. Sir Mason. Sir Mr. Jason says Tom Brady lost a lot of his money in that FTX crypto scam, and that's what put a strain on his relationship. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, but thank you for the super chat. God motivates people said it really ain't that hard to find a good woman. Most men, from what it seems, just don't have common sense. I think it's much more difficult than you giving them credit for. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Melvin Johnson says, AD, just need the bags. Hashtag bag chasers. That's a fact. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Joshua says net worths on these internets aren't true. Even Lil Wayne told people he wasn't worth 140 million. Y'all got to stop depending on the internet for all of y'all information and start. Just don't. Unless the people tell you what their net worth is, don't depend on it, all right? Why? Okay. So if I spend $1 million every 3 to 4 months, why do I have to live in LA and New York in order to do so? Paid players is goofy. Some of the richest people in America live basic and simple. Shout out to you. I appreciate you for the super chat. And I'm always gonna be in Michigan. Yo, you should rent or own. Should you rent or own where you live? It depends. It depends. For me, in every place that I am mainly going to be staying at. Okay, well, first of all, my penthouse is not mine. It's my business's. My penthouse is owned or it is it's a business suite, right? So it's used for business purposes. It's also used as a corporate place for me to be able to stay at away from home. And trying to figure out what I can say that I can't say in the Bag Chasers. I prefer to rent where I live, and the places that I own, I tend to lease those out to other people. Let's just say that, okay? So it just depends on how you got your businesses structured and stuff like that. So shout out to you, Postal Mogul. I also use it for people that fly into town, business partners, people that I fly into Michigan in order to do interviews with. I use it for a lot of things, entertainment, all of that. Okay, so I don't want to go too much into it, but yeah, I'm a pass on living in Los Angeles or NYC. It's not smart. All right, so let's get into. I don't know why people think that Los Angeles or New York City is supposed to be the mecca for people that got money. In my opinion, it's not. I would never live in New York City permanently, or Los Angeles. I think that they are absolutely shitholes and all of that. So let me get into this Mase because Shannon Sharpe said that he was going to stay away from the beef. Now, what I seen was people commenting on Shannon Sharpe and Mike Epps' situation. Shannon Sharpe squashed the Mike Epps situation, and I'm assuming that they met up, or he posted some pictures on Twitter that basically said, all right, so listen. Trevor TV says, before I get into it, he says there's 1 million millionaires in NYC, the highest concentration of billionaires on Billionaires Row, 57th Street, richest city in the world. All right, it's unfortunate that I have to actually break this down. First of all, most of the people that own the property in New York City does not live in New York City. Their main address is outside of New York City, but then they do have residences that they take up in New York City. If you look at Billionaires Row, the majority of Billionaires Row is not even occupied. Most of Billionaires Row is owned by people that don't even live in New York City. Okay, so they name it Billionaires Row because you have to be a billionaire to be able to afford the place itself, but it does not mean that that's their main residence. Now, what does that mean when it's not their main residence? And often at times it's owned by a business and a trust. Well, what they usually do is they own those places so that they can then borrow against them up to 80% of whatever the value of it is, and it's basically a way for them to continue to not have to pay taxes depending on how they structure their business. So listen, we can get into this. Y'all could just spit out shit that y'all think that y'all know. Even if you talk to most millionaires, their main residence is not necessarily in Los Angeles and it's not necessarily in New York City. They're not giving the majority of their monies over to the federal government. And even if they do take up residence or they spend the majority of their time there, they're not paying the same tax rate that you are, especially in New York City itself, right? They may have business that they have there, but often at times they're international investors or they're investors that live in another city. If you look at where Jeff Bezos lives, he lives in Florida. Okay, a lot of these people live in Texas. They live in Florida. Elon Musk's main residence is in Texas now. Okay, so when we talk about money and y'all actually are saying things, you got to be careful what you're saying. You got to understand what you're saying before you say it, because you don't know. Just because they own residences there or they own places there or they do business there or they own real estate there, it does not necessarily mean that they live there. Okay, it's a tax game. It's how much money you can keep, not how much money you can pay to the federal government. That's why Los Angeles itself is trying to create more taxes in order to prevent billionaires and millionaires from leaving the state, because it's not conducive for them to live there. Most of their addresses, if you look at the license plates that they got on their cars, often at times it says Nevada. All right, so let's not keep saying stuff because it's not an accurate thing. It's a lot of talking. It's a lot of talking. It's not a lot of knowledge being shared. Most of Billionaires Row is empty. It's empty, all right? So let's get into this Mase thing. Like I was saying, Shannon Sharpe apparently had squashed the beef with Mike Epps, and we addressed that on After Hours, specifically this platform. But there's some more to it. Age restricted. Interesting. Here, let's pivot. Let's do it this way. There's always ways to get around that. We're not going to worry about it. Give me a second.
So on and so forth, and it looks like it's going to just be a talk between two.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, it'll hurt. So I'm even comparing this to Shaq. You know, Shannon Sharpe. I don't know if you guys seen that. Shannon Sharpe and Mike Epps was beefing for like a day or two, and Shannon Sharpe said, "I'm gonna see you in Indianapolis, nigga. I'm gonna see you in Indianapolis. All the shit you talking. I'll be at All-Star Weekend. I'll see you there." And Mike Epps said, "That's my hometown." This is verbatim what Mike Epps said. He said, "You know, a bunch of people made jokes about you. And yeah, I'll be an All-Star and I will see you. But I don't do no fighting shit, and I do blank, 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 blank. Blank, 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 blank."
Yeah.
So if you want to run down on me, it's fine. I have no problem with you, but there ain't gonna be a bunch of fighting because Shannon Sharpe is mad diesel. Like, yo, Mike Epps like, I'm gonna be at that crib with niggas. You think you gonna run down and fuck me up? Cool. Since then, they both put out statements saying that they're gonna talk like men and be cool, so on and so forth. And it looks like it's gonna just be a talk between two grown men. It's not gonna escalate to any violence. But Mike Epps said that to Shannon Sharpe, like, if you think I'm going to be fighting you.
Yeah, that's a smart decision. Niggas is too grown to be wrestling. Y'all niggas doing all this curling. Listen. Go ahead if you want. go ahead if you want. Yeah, I see you doing your dips and all that. Go ahead. I know you on set number 8. Go ahead, nigga.
My point is whether it's Kanye and Shaq.
Nigga think he on. He did 84 pull-ups. Nigga, go ahead if you want. Go ahead if you want. I dare you. It's satire. It's satire. You know.
No, you're right though.
Pause.
Go ahead, Mark. I'm sorry. What you want to say?
No.
Dog, you can't say that Mase is not quite possibly, in my opinion, I think that Mase is one of the funniest people on the internet today. I think that, the fact that Mase talks so slow, Cam and Mase is like the perfect duo of funny. These dudes are hilarious. They're hilarious. I think that Mase is possibly one of the unintentionally funny dudes that I've ever met in my or that I've ever heard um, in my entire life. And so that's my first time actually seeing it. I don't know why Shannon would take offense at that. It's satire. He's just talking. They laughing at the situation, and I think for me, one of the things that makes it funny is a little bit of truth in it. Is because look, I know it's funny when I see people talking stuff on the internet, and they say stuff like, this person is this amount of size, and this person is this size, and stuff like that. And I be thinking to myself, it's 2024, family. I'm not really sure if y'all been watching what's going on in Chicago and everywhere else across the world, but nobody cares how cock diesel you are. Nobody cares how buff you are anymore. I I largely think that being buff and with all of the muscles and all of that, and I ain't even gonna cap. I'm working on my muscles back. I'm gonna get my muscles. I'm gonna get it there. Don't worry about it. I'm working on it. I'm in the gym. I'm in the gym. I'm eating right for the most part. Muscles is for two things in 2024 and beyond. It's for health reasons, and it's to look good with your suit on so you can impress the hoes or you can impress whoever it is that's with you. That's it. That's it. That's the only thing muscles is for. And I'm saying muscles on purpose. I know it's muscles, so I know y'all want to make a thing about every single thing that you say. Muscles are only for health reasons and to look good for whoever it is that you're trying to look good for. That's it. That is it. Muscles and buffness is not for scrapping. I don't know nobody that can run up on somebody and they ain't even from the city that they running up on somebody on and talking cash shit. Ain't nobody scrapping no more, man. Man, people is 40 and first of all, that's so immature to actually want to pull up and scrap with somebody at this point in your life. When you get past like 23, that junk is old. That junk is played out. When you get to 33, it's really played out. When you get to 43 and 53, man, if you don't sit your ass down somewhere before somebody have a heart attack, ain't nobody about to be fighting with y'all. So what I seen Mase just say, again, it's funny. Like Mase is laughing, he joking. It seems like a funny thing that he's saying and all of that. I don't see where, it would be any kind of smoke for that or anything like that. And again, Shannon Sharpe said on the very exact same podcast that he's staying away from it. He's basically going to stay away from what's happening out here in these streets, especially pulling up on Mike Epps in Indiana. Stop it, family. Ain't nobody pulling up on Mike Epps in Indiana because Mike Epps is, from what I've heard personally, I heard that Mike Epps is the man in Indiana. But Shannon Sharpe, I'm guessing that he responded to it when he was telling a story about how him and Mike Epps had buried the hatchet and, everything was cool and everything like that. So I'm going to see if I can pull it up for y'all really quickly. And then we can pop it off from there.
Hey guys, it's your favorite dunk here. 15 minutes. I say, he came up, I dapped him up. We had another conversation. He's like, hey, bro, I'm sorry. Say, I say, bro, hey, I handled it wrong because the conversation that you and I having, we could have had this conversation with none of the stuff that we displayed online.
Right.
And so that's on me. That's on me. Because I reacted the way I reacted. I could have just hit him up, and I know people that has his number. And I could say, hey, bro, here, pass my number to Mike. Tell him this is what I'm feeling. I don't think it's cool. Hey, just hit me up. Let's go ahead and put this aside. And that's on me, Ocho. I handled it poorly.
Well,
I handled it poorly.
You handled it the way, because what was said, it was said publicly. So you handled and responded back the same way it was delivered. You feel me? So listen, I'm what you guys have done is very commendable. Very commendable. You guys obviously being role models. A lot of people look up to you guys. Y'all a little too old to be tussling, wrestling and
Oh
all this
yeah,
stuff.
for sure,
A little too old. But I ain't got no apology yet, because he called me a milk dud and said I ain't got no eyebrows. Like, as you can clearly see, I have eyebrows. My head, I don't look like no milk dud.
You do.
So me and Mike, we still got to tussle. We got to tussle. We got to arm wrestle. We got to play. Hey, listen, we got to pencil fight. Mike, I know you're gonna see this. We got pencil fight, arm wrestle. I declare thumb war. We got to do something. We got to have some type of competition or something, because I'm damaged. I feel bad. You got an apology. I ain't getting no apology, and I took a straight.
Well, I apologize to him for the way
I was taking.
Everybody know that the person that laugh at the joke is the one that's gonna catch the stray. You don't be mad. Most dudes is not mad at the person that they talking about. They just going back and forth with that person. It's the person that laughed the hardest and is instigating is usually the one that catches stray. They not supposed to catch a stray, but it's usually that's the person that catches the stray.
Because of the way
I went and bought a pair of Air Force Ones, bought a ticket to go to Indy, and then here y'all go making up.
Yeah, you should have came. You should have came with your boy.
I was coming, but the fight was over. I was coming to get down.
Nah, it wasn't gonna be no fight. But I mean, look,
who wasn't gonna be no what? What?
I mean, the term "pull up" has meant a lot of different things. Everybody's taking it in the context like, oh, pulling up the fight, pulling up to do this. No,
what you
pulling up to have a conversation.
What you thought we was going to do?
No. We're gonna have a conversation.
Nah, it wasn't gonna be no talking.
I'm a conversation.
I was gonna talk with these.
Nah,
shit, boy. If you get into it,
I think that when Shannon Sharpe initially said what he said, when he said that I'm gonna see you, I'm gonna pull up and I'm gonna see you, I'm not sure that Shannon had thought it all the way through, and I don't believe that Shannon was actually saying, yeah, we just gonna have a conversation. I think that Shannon was actually talking his talk, and he wanted to be like, I'm gonna pull up on you and we gonna see if you really about that life. And then I think that people started getting to Shannon and it was like, hey, I don't really think that you want to do that with Mike Epps, especially where he's from in Indiana. You might want to be a little bit careful with that one. I think that Shannon Sharpe is kind of being a little disingenuous at this. Because listen, I don't need to pull up on you to have a conversation. Let me repeat. I don't have to pull up on you to have a conversation. I can have a conversation with you on the phone. But I think that once he was in it, it kind of went crazy a little bit, and so it kind of went left.
I done got too old, Ocho.
Nah, listen. If you get into it, you better understand what it come with. Ain't no turning back.
Yeah.
Ain't no turning. Once I put them goddamn black Air Force Ones on, boy, it's on now. Check my history now.
Well, I need you to put on something comfortable in case we have to run.
All of that pulling up, you can miss me.
Because I'm going to trip you, because I'm going to need a head start. I got 2 repaired hips. I can't run that fast, Ocho. So I got to trip your ass up.
Hey, one thing about it, man, I don't know how well people know or understand. Mike Epps is the king out there in Indy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. He bought a lot of houses in his neighborhood.
Yeah. Listen, Mike run that thing out there. Listen, boy, me and you would have been running. I can see us now. Hey, well, we might not have made it out of Indy, man. Going out there with that crazy
but
shit.
No, I just wanted to talk to him. And now everybody, Ocho, not everybody got something to say. But you notice what, Ocho? Because here's the thing. If you think about it, Ocho, I'm coming up on 4 years of having Club Shay Shay.
Facts.
Yeah.
And it's all of a sudden,
even
everybody. I mean, there's this pastor that that used to with that I guess now he a gangster pastor. All of a sudden, talking about he wants somebody to pull up.
They got them out there now.
Now all of a sudden, I mean, he gonna do so much. He need to sit his little roly-poly ass down. But this is what I do. This is what I'm saying. After talking to my sister, and everybody knows I don't need to go into detail. How next to my grandma, I probably listen to her probably more than my own mom.
Right.
Because that's how close me and my sister are.
Mase made a joke about the situation, and he's saying the same thing that everybody else is saying, and that you don't come on, stop it. You too big to be talking about pulling up on somebody. Ain't nobody about to be fighting your big ass. Mase made a joke about it. I didn't know that Shannon Sharpe was getting this offended. I didn't know that Shannon Sharpe was getting this offended, and he felt a certain type of way about it. And or maybe he just telling a joke back. I don't know. Maybe he just responded with a joke or whatever. But I didn't know that a lot of these guys was getting this extra with it, or for it to be a thing. And I thought that Shannon Sharpe said that he wasn't responding to more smoke.
And I gave him my word. I ain't finna beef with nobody else.
Nope. Wait, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Nah,
now,
Ocho.
Wait,
I think
let
the
me
thing
tell you
is for
something.
me.
Wait, stay with me
Go
real
ahead.
quick now. Now, again, I love what you and Mike did, but you putting us in a situation where now we've set a precedent where people can now take shots, can say what they want to say, and they can get away with it because now you promise, sis, you're not gonna get any more beef. So anytime anybody says anything, they can get away with
So
it.
what?
At some point, we're gonna have to stand your ground like the Florida law.
My
stand
job.
our ground.
No,
It
my
ain't worth it.
job
Go
for
get
you
that
is
bag.
some of that money that you brought out is to make sure you get 3 times that next year.
Yeah,
that's my job.
We're gonna get that. We're gonna get
That's
that
what I'm
regardless.
saying.
We're gonna get
That's
that
what I'm saying. That's
regardless.
my job. My job is to make sure, and I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize my brand. But my brand is my integrity. Everybody knows what I stand for.
Right.
I'm a strong, proud black man.
Right. But we got to stand on business now.
But don't be coming with no bull jive. All that other stuff. And I see. But if you look at it, Ocho, look at the clicks and like when they mention my name. Look at the clicks, likes, and views when they don't.
And we gonna keep mentioning your name because you hot right now, and you doing numbers. I think that somebody said it in the chat and they said it perfectly. He's not used to getting this level of respond in a negative way. And I think that it's getting to him because he's used to getting love. He's used to getting responses in a positive way. But he's getting so much visibility and it's coming with positive and negative that the negative stands out, especially when it's coming from his peers or people that's also in the industry or may have a level of recognition. And so it is starting to get to him. I think that Shannon Sharpe read the comments, he listened to what people say. It may bother him a bit, and it's starting to get to him, and he's starting to show some cracks in his armor. I still think that Shannon is the man. I think he's doing great. I just think that he needs to gather his composure, understand the position that he's in, and know that with more visibility comes more hate and more likes, and people are not going to like you 100% of the time. So, I mean, it really that's what it comes down to. He can't let the sensitivity get the best of him. And I think that he needs to start recognizing that he's in a position of power and you can't always respond to every single thing that everybody says. What's up, JB?
Yo, Anton, what's up, man? It's
What's
good to
going on?
finally get in touch with you.
What's the word?
A few things, man. A few things. Now, cause your channel came across my desk. So I've been watching you for a little minute now.
Okay.
Saw an old video a while back. Kind of fell off my algorithm. Now you back on. But a few things. Well, first I want to ask you this, since you're a Detroit native, what's going on in Detroit that? Because I'm hearing from a lot of people that Detroit is like on the up and up, like as far as like the economy, the housing market. What's going on there? Because from what I remember, I'm in the trucking field.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying so. Detroit wasn't a place that we weren't going to. It wasn't no money going into Detroit because nothing was really coming out. You know what I'm saying? But what's going on in Detroit that is being? I know we just had the biggest wealth transfer. Is it that? Is it the inflation of money that's having Detroit being, on a resurgence? So what's going on out there? Do I
Um,
need to buy a home out there or what?
if you ask in my personal opinion, Detroit has been on the come up silently for a long time. And that's where I decided to deploy all of my resources and make sure that my businesses stay specifically. We got a booming industry, especially as far as mortgages, technology. We kind of diversified. The city itself is really, really booming from the inside out. Downtown is popping. We got a lot of stuff going in and out of Canada. We got the best. We literally have the best bridge and network as far as going from in and out of Canada from the Ambassador Bridge. All of our sports teams moved down into downtown from all of the suburbs. Um, we growing exponentially as far as the value of our property and the homes and stuff like that. And I think that it's a lot of money that's just being spent and being invested into the city. Everything has been gentrified, and we got the best water system. And more importantly, when you think about it geographically, we have the best water itself because we have the largest body of fresh water in the entire world. So when you start to put all of that stuff back together and you see the resurgence of the diversification away from just the auto industry, and the fact that everything has been underpriced for a long time, it's booming. Everything is booming, and it's really, really being. It was slept on for a long time because everybody was running to other cities, doing a Me Too. But it's really booming, and a lot of us have made a lot of money in the city, and we're gonna continue to do it. It's a lot of construction. It's a lot of big high-rise buildings, and it's just a lot of money flowing into the city, and it's a lot of people that have moved here and made a lot of money.
Yeah, because over there, you're over by the Great Lakes region. You know what I'm saying? The five
Hmm.
Great Lakes. That was one of the key parts to the success earlier. Because if you
I
look
think
on
in
the
the
East
next 10
Coast,
years it's gonna explode, but you know,
how many years? What'd you say?
I think over the next 10 years it's gonna explode.
So it's still a good time to get in.
Yeah, I don't even think we at the cusp of what's about to happen in the city.
Yeah, because one of the things that made Detroit so strong in the very beginning, because y'all had access to water, y'all was able to trade. Because if you look at a map, right, the East Coast, all the states are like squiggly, because
Mm-hmm.
every state needed access to water. This is before we had like land travel, trains, steam engines, cars, and stuff like that. It
Yep.
wasn't until after the Louisiana Purchase, after where we got trains, steam engines, and cars. Now, if you look at all the states on the west, they're like squared and straight lines because not every state needed access to water. But
Yep.
that's one of the things that made a powerhouse: Chicago, New York, Detroit, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, too, so I wanted to ask you as well. There's quite a few things, but this is what I want to ask you as well, right? So, a trendy thing to talk about today, right, amongst the internet, which is trendy, is like quote unquote men's rights,
Mm-hmm.
right? Quote unquote men's rights, right? But what's happening is that it's mostly like there's a lot of, I'm not gonna say woman bashing because truth is truth, right? Truth is truth, right? And a lot of these podcasts and shows and things like that, they all sound the same, right? They all sound the same, and most of them are not even qualified to speak on the things they talking about, like literally not qualified. Like some of these guys didn't lose their virginity till their 20s, but we live in a world today where you get a little following and stuff like that. People believe you, the blind leading the blind. But I want to ask you, right, as a successful man, especially in a successful marriage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you speak more on that? I like that's
Why
a
don't I speak
void
more on what
that needs to, what it takes to have a successful marriage.
I do?
To me, from the stuff I've watched of you, you speak more on like, how can I say it? Like the bad in chicks, so to speak.
Correct. It's all a part of the same conversations. Listen, I can't tell people how to be successfully married if the pool is tainted. You got to drain the swamp first. I'm not gonna
Right,
lead. I'm not gonna lead men because I am an example. My life is an example of what being successfully married is supposed to look like,
right.
right? And so I have both conversations, but at the same time, I'm gonna have the conversation of what's most needed at that particular time. And what I'm not going to do is advocate for men to get married in this current environment, especially when we have an advocate or advocates in feminism and in women that are advocating for equal, but advocating up from updating family court laws. When I see guys getting hosed when it comes to child support, and they basically substituting child support for alimony because you have a worse time and you're basically tied to that woman through child support, and child support is worse than alimony itself, right? Especially considering that you can get an ironclad prenup if you do it the right way to prevent yourself from having to pay the type of things and getting everything took from you just because they met you at the finish line, right? When we have women that are advocating for men to become step baby fathers, and the majority of the people that you have to choose from is from women that then tainted themselves by making themselves available to the worst of us, and then we supposed to just pick up the pieces as a result of it. I'm not going to lead guys into that mire, right? So I'm going to give you the game from both sides. I'm going to tell you what it takes in order to be successfully married, if that's the pathway that you want to do. But I'm also going to be a strong advocate for how we need to fix the core root of the issue instead of just continuing to remix it and putting people in a position where they're going to suffer as a result of it. And just because I'm not going through it, that actually makes me one of the most powerful voices, because they can't come to me and say, well, who hurt you? Or why are you then, this way? No, I'm very much in a great space. I've never been hurt from a woman. I've been raised by two parents. My mom is absolutely awesome. I've shown her on my platforms multiple different times. My wife is always next to me and with me. You know what I'm saying? I do exhibit strong masculinity. I have a daughter. The majority of the people that work for me is black people. So with me having the power and that voice to advocate for men when nobody else is doing it, especially when they want to tear every single man down that has a voice and speaks on it, and they want to say, well, this is what's wrong with him and he not married and this guy's divorced or whatever. If the biggest advocate that you got is a guy that can stand in his masculinity and say, I'm not hurt, then why wouldn't I leverage my platform in order to fix it in that way also?
See, my thing is this, right? Um, we live in, like, there are a lot of people, right? And like, you're an older guy, right? I'm an older guy. I'm 39, right? There are, like, the younger kids. That's different, right? My thing is the people from my era and older that's falling into this shit, and then you have couples, right? You have people that are together who are that are being influenced by the internet, and it's inclining them to split and break apart.
No, it's not.
And I think,
They already been broke apart. They've been living in a sham marriage the entire time. And that's why I separate the difference between being married and being successfully married. You're not in a marriage if your balls is cut off and you suffering through your marriage. It's a lot of people suffering through their marriage. I'm not here to fix you. I'm here to tell the truth. I'm not here to fix anybody. I'm here to give you the honest to God raw truth of what you've been dealing with. And you've been dealing with a situation where you've been in a partnership, not a marriage. That's not what life is supposed to be like. And we need to break this shit. Half of this shit need to be broken before you can fix it.
in in psychology, we have a term called social acceptance, which is it's normal. Like, that's a normal way of life. It's how trends start, fashion trends, food trends. So it's a normal thing. People are influenced by outside sources, right? And the internet, social media is one of them. Now, some people are more influenced than others. Yeah, some people have stronger personalities that don't fall into it. However, there are couples that, if given the right, if they had the proper, like, not resources but things to watch, reminders, videos, like, there are couples that can make it through. And in the same way, and it's not necessarily fixing them per se, it's giving them advice. Like, it's you can, and I'm not saying you specifically, but
I
just
fix
there's a
those
void
couples too.
there. But
I get people married. I fix couples. Ask around. I've gotten people married, bro. Literally. It's people in my group that come together as couples that met as a result of me and me at my meetups. I'm gonna teach you how to do it the right way. But I am never going to lie to people in order to make them feel better.
no, 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 exactly. And the thing is this: there are certain people that actually need the help, that needs that little bit of help, that little boost, that little reminder, seeing that, okay, there are successful couples, because that's not what go viral. Those aren't the people that's popular, because people in happy marriages, they're not all over social media. You know what I'm
So
saying?
why
Especially a guy.
so if their marriage is so strong, then how come all it takes is them to watch a video to break it up?
No, I'm not talking about those people,
Oh,
but
okay.
those are
What
the
other which
those.
other people are you talking about then?
the people like you, the people like myself. There's other, but the people in successful, healthy marriages,
Mm-hmm.
that's not the stuff that's going viral. Like that's not the
What?
stuff that people see. That's not the stuff on timelines and
It
and
goes
and
viral,
things
but
like
it's
that.
all a lie. That stuff go viral. If you look at these hardly initiated platforms, if you look at my dear future wifey and all of that shit, they got huge platforms. They have
I'm not
massive
familiar with those.
platforms. That shit go viral and it's toxic as hell. And it's a lie.
Then,
It's a
then
lie.
that's
It's a white
then that's
lie.
that's
You got
then
simps
that's not
on
what I'm
there.
referring to.
You got simps on there that are married, that are telling lies and leading men into the mire. And I am not going to do that. I'm going to make sure that my guys is fully prepared for the guys that want to be married. I'm going to give them the insight of what it needs in order to
That
vet for somebody that's successful. And they don't need to
that
be available to everybody. They need to be available to the person that's for them. And I am not
right,
going to allow for women to wait for them at the finish line, take advantage of them, and then leverage them and then use them and then discard them. I'm not going to do it.
right, and that's a different group of people. That's a different demographic. I don't think you understand what I'm saying. I don't think you understand the group of people that I'm referring to.
Who are you referring to?
The couples that are there, but just need a little fine tuning. Like that.
Okay,
That's
well then
that's
they
what
need to
that's
they
what I
need to
mean.
tune in and book a session. And it ain't the couples that need fine tuning. It's an individual in that, usually it's a woman, that need to get her ass together and fix her fucking relationship.
Either way, sometimes it might be the man, sometimes it might be the woman. What's more or
Maybe.
less that's irrelevant. The point is, there's some fine tuning that needs to be had, whether it's just the man, the woman, or both. Like the thing is, like we've normalized the single parent household, the broken family, the baby mother, the baby like we've normalized that.
I ain't no
That's
we. I
one
ain't
of
never normalized that.
don't make it personal, not you
I
specifically, but
have to
just
because
society in general.
the only thing that I'm responsible for is what I say on my platform. That's the only thing I can be responsible for is what it is that I emphasize on my platform. I can't speak to what society does. The only thing, because I've been called the culture trash and people revolted against it. The only thing I can speak on is what it is that I speak on.
All right, so you seem to be stuck at where you at. I don't think we're on the same page here. But what I'm saying ultimately is this: the same way you can give that advice to the men that need to better themselves and stuff like, and that's a different type. I know you running the show. I don't want to take too much of the time.
No, this is
But what
after
I'm
hours. You can
saying,
get your thoughts off.
the problem, one of the main problems with this whole men's rights thing, a lot of this advice that these people are listening, these men, right, that need to better themselves, that don't got their shit together, they're trying to take this advice as if they're not trying to take the advice. They're trying to live as if they're already successful. Like what you say and do, like your behavior and your words have to be congruent. These niggas' words and behavior is not congruent. You can't live a life like you got this shit together, like you demanded a certain type of woman for it to be a certain way, and you're not there yet.
They are there.
Like these niggas, but no, because if they
Overwhelming
was, they
majority
wouldn't be
of men
watching
are
this type
there.
of content.
No, they
If
there.
if if they wouldn't be this field, this genre of YouTube and videos wouldn't be so popular as it is today.
No, it's popular because they just now started to get a voice. That's why that's popular. It's popular because they just now started to get men to step up and not act like they neutered to speak on the truth.
So they need.
We just started getting the voice. For the last 50 fucking years, we've been listening to women, which is
Let
one of
me
the
ask you
reasons
this.
why we've been feminized in the first place. We
Let me.
just got the microphone, and now they want to shut us the fuck up and tell us that we need to change our message when we basically enabling people with the truth.
Now,
And
now,
listen, I know more guys that want to be married that is deathly afraid of what the fuck is happening on the other side of that door, and they got their shit together. They making $250,000 a year. They are spiritual. they are very much having themselves together. There's guys that make $75,000 a year, $60,000 a year, $250,000 a year, $500,000 a year. They don't have any kids. They don't have any children out of wedlock. They not out here fucking around. They are interested in getting married, and they deathly afraid because they know what's waiting on them on the other side of the door. And you telling me that I need to be speaking towards something different other than advising these guys on the truth and then guiding them through it appropriately in order to ensure that they're successful?
You taking you
Listen.
misconstruing that
My
just by that.
message. All I'm saying is this: my message is my message. I'm not here for everybody. I'm here to make sure that a certain group of people that hear my voice and think that
And
it applies to
that
them can get the insight that they need to be successful. If somebody else needs to fill that void to make other people feel better about their situation or to give them that fine tuning, then they can tune in for a different type of show or they can tune in on Wednesday night. Other than that,
you
I'm not here for anybody other
you
than the people that hearken to my voice.
you just said men just not have a voice. We just now had a voice. Let me ask you this:
Correct.
was you feminized?
Never, ever.
That's my point.
But I come from an environment where I wasn't raised by a single mother. I come from an environment where I had a strong father in my life. I come from an environment where I don't have any sisters. I got three brothers. We all successfully married. All of us got married at early ages. All nine of my uncles has never seen divorce, and we understand what masculinity is supposed to look like. So, because we have the blueprint and because my life is a reflection of it, that's the thing that I advocate for.
The thing is this: the fact that men quote unquote need a voice is letting you know. Is my point exactly that like niggas need that advice. Obviously, that's why this content is so popular.
So, what's the problem?
My thing is this: we have a million again. I don't got to go into specifics, but a lot of these guys in this space, they're not even qualified to speak on this shit.
But I
They
am.
not.
So
But
what
what
different?
I'm
I don't
what
care
I'm
about what everybody else is qualified to do.
okay. Just let me know when I could talk interrupted, because I like
Oh,
every
I'm
time I
sorry. I'm sorry.
forget,
My
you
bad. Go
cut me
ahead. Go
off.
ahead. You got it. You got it.
I'll fall back and I'll let you go because it's
I'm sorry. Go ahead. You're
disrespectfully.
right. You're right. I
All right.
agree with you.
The thing is this, right? Amongst the younger kids, that like your message would be very, very important. Like that type of message, that type of information is greatly needed for them younger kids. However, there are people of a certain age and of a certain era, because that's stuck in it. Like my era, we're from before, we're the connecting dots. My era, I'm an 80s baby. My era is the connection pre-internet and post-internet. Kids that only grew up with internet. My era is that, right? And in between that, we have people in between. I'm from the era where women appreciated, like we was better together, highest marriage rate for black people, all that. You know the statistics and all that shit amongst marriage with black people before this, right? But then the younger kids, that's who need that message. But what I'm trying to focus on, right? Because I don't think you're too much older than me. We right around the same age, so you get where I'm coming from. The people from that's right in the middle, those are the people that need like some fine tuning, the little bit of assistance. Like it would help them a lot to hear from you, a guy like you, financially successful, in which that's a spectrum, but you rank high up there, right? You like, from the way you portray your marriage is something that every man and woman dream of, right? You don't like my marriage, my relationship, my core circle. I'm a connecting piece to my circle around. A lot of people depend on me, but I'm just a regular guy. I'm not out there like that. But I appreciate you being an example of that, not having kids out of wedlock. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was married to my wife before we had a kid. I took my wife's virginity. You see what I'm saying? So like, you actually are qualified to speak on this type of shit. I'm just asking you, or I just think it'll be good or another space to fall into, because there's a void there to help you back. Because I see you diving around. You know what I'm saying? I've seen you. Um, I see you talk with. like you make your way around. You talk about a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? You building your platform. You so diverse. I see you have verb, battle rap. I see you went to that. I've even seen you on live with the New York prison gangsters. Zip with the drip. You shout out Mac Mean. Like these are New York Rikers Island upstate jail. So I know you diversify, you connected. But I think a void that needs to be filled, and who better qualified to fill that void than you, bro? To to that middle group of people. And you already got the platform, you got the success, and not just money, but just in your marriage. Your marriage is what people want, both men and women. I'm just a regular guy. I meet the same qualifications, same standards as you. And I did my numbers before I got married.
So
I
you're
run
not
my
a so
household.
you're
My
not a
woman's a
regular
woman's woman.
so you're not a regular guy then.
I am.
Hmm.
I'm not a millionaire, but I'm comfortable.
Well, I'm not
I
talking about money. I'm not even talking about money.
I know
I'm talking about how
exactly.
it is.
But I'm just right. But that's what I'm saying. I think. But what's your thoughts on that? You don't think you can fit that'll be a nice fit for you, a nice talking point for you, for the people in the middle, not the
Nope.
young kids who need that really. All right, say
I
less then.
don't
That's your answer.
because uh, I think that the people in the middle are what they are already. I don't speak to the middle. I speak to the hard left or the hard right. Like I'm very black and white, and I'm very, very like steadfast on what it is that I stand for and what I'm about. And so I'm not trying to fix nobody. The only thing I do is tell the truth. And the people that attract themselves to me is the people that rock with me. And so my biggest message right now is I'm an advocate for what's right and what's wrong. And part of the reason, part of the way in which you call out and you highlight what's right is by addressing what's wrong. And so I speak to the majority and I'm going to address the major issues. I think that one of the top three issues is fatherless homes. I think that one of the biggest things that's wrong with what happens in our society is the fact that we have so many single mothers that's choosing to have kids with men that they know that they shouldn't be with. Most men don't have children out of wedlock, and most men are not involved in their children's lives. And so when I look at what's available and how it is that we're supposed to fix what's happening in society, I think that the biggest voices in the room tend to be women that's being influenced by other women to do things that's not right for themselves. Yet we want to continue to hold men accountable for how it is that they present themselves to women that's not even available to them in the first place. And so my message is my message. It may continue to evolve over time depending on what the results are, or depending on how I felt led to address certain issues. But when I get up and when I pray in the morning and I ask God, what is it that I need to do for that day? I follow strict orders and directions based off of how I'm instructed, and I'm gonna address the issues accordingly. I talk about, just like you said, a lot of different issues, um, and those where the shoe fit, they got to put it on. I talk about money. I give people the game on that. I give people an opportunity to continue to level up. I invest in people's businesses. I go harder on the men than I do the women as far as making sure that they continue to level up and make themselves accountable. I give people the recipe for what being successfully married looks like, but I also warn them and I advocate for men based off of how I see society going today as far as the negativity and the issues that you may have if you decide to pick the wrong woman because it's like playing Russian roulette. And so I got to address the things that I know needs to be addressed in order to fix my small corner in the world. And that tends to be right now the issues that I see happening largely with the women that men are choosing to be with in the first place. And so my message is my message. I don't feel like I need to speak to the middle. For people like you that feel like they already got it together, you don't need me. You may
No,
need a
I
couple little
don't.
fine tuning points. So I can't speak to you. I'm not speaking to you
My,
with regard to relationships if you don't need me. I'm not there for you. I'm there for the people that actually need me.
but people in the middle need you as well. But you don't see that though. So cool. All right. So we off that. I'm not gonna convince you otherwise. Let me just ask you one more thing, right? What made you start talking about men's rights? Because it's just like this topic just blew up out of nowhere, right? We got women now, like, because it's a money. Like, this topic is hot right now. It's a big money grab. There's tons and
It
millions
actually
of people
isn't.
talking about this shit.
Let me give you a little bit of insight, and I actually show this to my Patreon members on a regular basis. I make more money, and I'm not gonna go into the algorithm and the ads and how much they pay and stuff like that. I make way more money off the Millionaire Morning Show than I make off of any platform on which I talk about relationships. If I wanted to make the most money possible, then all of my subjects would be centered around finances. All of them. So I'm actually losing money choosing to spend time.
No, go
I
ahead,
show my numbers. I show my numbers, and I'm very transparent. The money that I get paid for ads and AdSense revenue based off of the amount of views that I do is exponentially more on my money channel than it is on the channels that I do relationships.
Now,
What I'm trying to tell you is that this is a passion project for me, and I've always lived my life like an open book, highlighted my family, and spoke specifically to what I felt like was the issues, especially with regard to the culture being trash.
Understood. Now, let me respond to that, right? Because this, like, how can I say this, man? And don't take this personal, but here's the thing, right? You may not make as much talking about relationships, like, as you say, right, compared to the Millionaire Morning Show and so forth, right? The point is, you're making some type of money. This is a new addition of money, right? So just because this new, for example, right, just an example, right, this new business don't make as much as this other older business that I have, doesn't mean it's not. The point is, it's you still got something coming in from it. So no, it may not be as much, but the fact that you have that now as another type of income, that's what matters. So again, it's a hot topic. People are eating off this topic because we are living in a time where people are desperate. A lot of niggas is corny, right? And then now it's
See, that's
either
the
the
issue right
way.
there. That's the issue right there. You think that niggas is corny, and so you, in my opinion, you don't even really see the issue. You got your mind
No,
made up. You view men a
no, you
certain
can't
type
say
of.
that.
You got your mind. You just said it out of your mouth. A lot of niggas is corny. You already got your mind made up, and you think that this is more of a men issue than it is a
No, I do
woman
not. No, I
issue.
do not. No, I do not.
You
No, I
didn't
do
say
not. I gotta cut you
anything
off there.
negative whatsoever about women. You never held women accountable in this conversation whatsoever. The first thing that you lean into when you talking about what the issue is how corny niggas is. You didn't
Because
say
most
that?
niggas are corny. Most bitches are corny.
Exactly.
Most
And
chicks
I
are
think
corny.
that
It's the same thing.
your
No,
mentality is
because
the
I know
thing that
more
is
about.
wrong.
Go ahead.
Your mentality is the thing that's wrong. And see, the thing is men will never be able to make any progress as long as they got dudes like you speaking the way that they think
Now you talking
because
misinformed.
no, because you may be doing okay in your relationship, but you think you above it because you then
No,
don't leverage the fact that you are in a good
I,
position to
I'm
advocate
not
for the
gonna let
thing
you do
that's
that.
right just because you doing okay. So now all niggas
Nope,
is
I'm
corny.
not gonna let you do that.
Now
I'm not
all
gonna let you
niggas is
do that.
corny
I
because
said
go
no, don't
ahead.
do that, bro.
No, no,
Don't
no.
do that,
You
bro.
did it.
I
You
said
said it.
most people are corny.
You
I
said
said most
most
people are corny.
niggas
And
is
for one,
corny. You said most niggas is.
yeah,
Don't change it. Don't switch
most,
it.
not all.
You
No, I
said
said most.
most
You just
niggas
said
is
I said
corny.
all. Bro, I said most. You just said I said all. And that's one for the
No, I
user,
said
right?
you said most niggas is corny.
No, when you rewind it back, you
You
said
said
that I
most
said
niggas is
all.
corny.
Okay, okay, all right. Let's not go back and forth with that. Like, so yes, I did
No,
say
no.
most
Let's
niggas.
address it
Right.
because I
Yes,
see
but
I
can I?
see how you
Oh
plan it.
gosh.
I see how
No.
you plan it, and you not gonna see. I could see
No,
it.
you gotta let
I
me
was just
talk, bro. You
waiting
gotta
on
let
you
me.
to say
Go
it,
ahead.
and if you let people speak long enough, they gonna tell you what they really about.
Mm,
You
Exactly.
think that this shit is a game, and so instead of you addressing how it is that you can help your brother and advocating for the thing that's best for them, because no society stands to be great unless the men are all girded up and they in the space
I'm,
that they supposed to
I'm,
be. But instead of you speaking to that, and instead of you advocating for your fellow brother, you think that these niggas is corny.
I'm not gonna allow you to do that, Anton. I'm not gonna let you flip my words and misinterpret my point.
Okay,
I'm
so
not
what
gonna
did
do
you
that. I
say?
just for one thing I told you a lot of people depend on me. Like I'm the keystone to my circle. A lot of people. I help my mans in them out and women around me. I know more about women, what's going on and the issues with women and they have than these people that's on these podcasts because I lived it. I have the actual experience. I'm very qualified for it, bro. But what I'm saying is that's me repeating what everybody else is saying, and I could bring new points up that these guys are not talking about because they're not qualified and don't have the
Like
real life
what?
experience.
Like what?
What you mean, like what?
Like what? You can bring up new points. Give me two of them.
One of the key problems, right? One of the key things, right, that no one's talking about, people don't realize, right? The thing is this. Matter of fact, before I even give you an example, before I even answer your question,
Give me
remember
two.
when I'm out to. You got to hear me? Can I talk without interruption? First of all, remember when we ended segregation and how it took a while, right? Anytime there's a new law or a new thing in society, right? There's what I call an adjustment period. Where things the society has to it takes time for society to adjust to the new norm, right? Now fast forward, so I bring up the segregation thing. It took a while for black and whites to trustfully start interacting, mingling, even dating, right? There was an adjustment period for that. So fast forward to what we have today. Women are making more money than before, right? Because of social media. Because that's one of the key points. Women to tell you, oh, I have this business in real estate, but most of that money to even start and begin with started with social media because time is like attention is money. And
Nope.
women get more attention naturally than men do. So what I'm saying is now with women, right? Because women never made this type of money before. So this is something new to them, right? So right now, what we're living in right now is the adjustment process of women making money. It's not good, it's not bad. It's just when it comes to evolution and adaptation in any living creature, whether it be humans, marsupials, cephalopods of any living species, right? The key things that's going to determine the species, in this case of any species, is the species itself and the survival needs, the environmental pressures, right? When that change, it changes the species. Now, more specifically to this point, we have to adapt. There's an adaptation going on.
Who was
An
we?
adapt men and women, humans as a whole. Wom- Humans
So
as a
your
whole.
so your
That's
point
that's
is
the
that
adjustment process we're going through.
your
But
point is that because women are making more money on social media, now we all have to adapt to
no,
that.
it's not just social media. It's just more money, period. More money, period. Fuck how you get the money. Women are getting the money. What I'm saying is there's an adjustment process. Women, because this is a new thing to them, it's like a kid that finally gets to go in the candy store. A kid that's finally 21 and could buy his own alcohol. They go wild. It's just human nature. The point is, women are making money now because the survival needs is aren't as reliant for them needing us. We have to. There's an adjustment
They are.
process.
They're worse
That's
off
all
than
it is.
they've ever.
It's the
You can
natural
listen.
evolution of it.
You got to go study your statistics, big dog, because they're worse
No,
off.
no, no, no. I know. Yeah, of course they are. Of course they are. But that don't matter. The point is, it's an adjustment process. It's new to them.
So how don't they
When
need us
people,
more than ever when
I
they're
didn't say they
worse
need us
off?
more than ever. I said they
You said
don't need us more than ever.
correct. So how?
Bec-
Okay. So let me make sure I get my words correct. How don't they need us more than ever when they're more fucked up than they ever have been before? Listen, you got it all wrong. What's really happening, if you look at the data and the statistics, is that for a long time, because of their voting patterns, because of feminism, it's a facade. It's a
I'm not
facade
knocking
that
that. I'm not
it's
knocking
a,
that.
it's a
You're
facade.
misconstruing my words. I
I'm not.
understand all
I'm
of that.
not. I'm not misconstruing anything that you're saying. I'm speaking on my own words. It's a facade, okay? And what's happening is, for example, student loan payments has been paused. They'll use the narrative and say that they're more educated than they ever have been before, but it's a
They just
white
more
lie.
enrolled.
It's a white lie because they have more debt. than they ever have been before. So they're more broke than they ever have been before. And because of the rent moratorium and social services, now that that's ending, they're the highest rate of people and the highest demographic of people that's being evicted from their homes. They are suffering more when it comes to inflation. So it's a false narrative. It's a white lie that's been sold to them. And they're
I
worse
agree.
off than they ever have been before. So
I
how are
agree.
they less? How are they needing us or becoming less reliant because they're making more money when in reality they're
No.
suffering more than they ever have?
Listen. I said for their survival needs. First of all,
They're
them making more money and
failing.
not. You're not.
From a
Listen to me, bro.
survival from a
Listen.
survivalist perspective, they're suffering worse than they ever have been before. They're going more homeless. They go in van life. They're literally starting to become the largest population within encampments as far as these tent cities. Older people and women are becoming the ones that are going more homeless than any other demographic. Look it up. It's literally right there at your fingertips. They're suffering more, and they're becoming the worst off than they ever have been in their entire lives. I report on this every single day on the Millionaire Morning Show. I do whole shows on evictions.
Bro. You're not letting me talk. You're like you're
I've
hearing
let you
me. You're
talk
not
for
listening to
30 minutes.
understand.
You haven't made your point. I asked you to give
No,
me 2 points. No, hold on. I asked you to give me two things
Oh,
that
Jesus
you
Christ.
can add into the conversation that's completely different than
I
anybody
made
that's on
one.
these platforms talking.
I made one.
Which was
And then you
wrong.
cut me
And so
off.
what's the
No, it was
second one?
not. No, it was not. But no, let's speak on that because it was not wrong. Just my whole point of that is that this is an adjustment process. This is something new to women. This is a new thing to women. Never in the history of humankind have women had this much of a money um um income probability. Now, whether it's for the good or bad, that's something different. The point is, for this, I don't. What you don't understand is what I mean by survival. Like a lot of people getting homeless. Inflation is up. The gap between the middle class is disappearing. The gap between the poor and the rich is increasing. Like that's normal. It's not just women. Men are homeless. Women are homeless. Like that's just the business of the economy and inflation and all that, bro. Like that's just it. And there are more women than men, period, in general, especially when you include the incarceration of men. But outside of that, my whole point
But
was the fact that,
if you look at the data and statistics, it's an equal amount of women than there are men. As a matter of fact, if you look at how many men are on this earth in general, there's more men than women. That's a fact.
no. There are more females in every species because it's hard. It's that way because the number one goal of any species, humans, any species, is to prevent the species from going extinct. And you have more females than males because a man, once a woman is pregnant, she's down. Depending on the size, the bigger the mammal, the living creature, the longer it takes for pregnancy. The smaller, you know what I'm saying? So there's natural, and that's cosmic law. That's nature. That's science. That's nature. That's cosmic law. There
The
are more
sex
females than
ratio for the entire world, and I can deep dive into the census, I can look at it completely. The sex ratio for the entire world population is approximately 101 males to 100 females. And that's based off of 2020 estimates.
well,
I'm not telling
that's
you
not
anything that I
correct.
don't know. I'm telling you the facts.
But and
You can give
and
your opinion and your
listen,
thoughts and all of this stuff
no.
that you want.
And if I had
I'm telling you
a
that
screen, I
there
could pull
are
up
an
something
equal
different.
amount of men and
That's
an equal
confirmation.
amount of women, and there's more men technically than there are women in the world. As a matter of
What
fact,
you
there are
just
places in the world that value men more than women, and if you have women in birth, such as China, they had a whole population decline or an intentional way in which they were birthing their children based off of having more men. If you go over to Japan, men are
because
more
there was
lonely
more.
than ever because they don't have enough mates for them in the women. I'm telling you that there's
Listen,
more men on this
which
earth than there are women. That is the statistical
listen,
fact. This is not my opinion.
listen. What you just did was what's called confirmation bias. Anybody could pull up a stat that I could do if I was in front of my computer, my screen was, I could do the same thing. It's called confirmation bias. You can find evidence for whatever you're looking for. Like I'm not. That's just it. It's called confirmation bias. That's a real thing, bro.
This is
I
confirmation
could pull
bias.
up the same thing.
You can
Yeah.
pull up the same thing of what? More women than men on the earth?
Yes.
Where?
If I was in, well, if I was in
Point me
front
to
of
the
my
site.
computer and my screen was up, I would be able to.
All I typed in was literally men versus women in the world. Let me show you what I pulled up. It literally says men versus women in the world. I didn't say, is there more or anything? What's in my Googles is men versus women in the world. This has nothing to do with confirmation bias. This is just a
Bro,
flat out
you see,
search.
you just
The
ignore.
first thing that popped up
Oh
is
my gosh,
that.
bro. Yo, it's good talking to you, man, because I remember I watched
What?
I watched the brother talk to you about, slavery and systematic racism in the world, and you just
Oh, we
ignored
going to
all
that
those
part.
points. And no, it now I'm just seeing it in real time now that I'm talking to you, man. But it's good though, man. Again,
All I did
you
was pull
know
up a
hard
fact.
feelings and all like that, bro.
And it's funny because I used to think the way that you thought too. And it's funny because I was talking to somebody, and I'll tell you who it was. I was talking to Courtney Michelle one time, and I was making somewhat of a similar debate and saying that, oh man, there's more women in the world than men, and all of this. And Courtney said, Anton, you wrong. And she pointed me to a bunch of sites that basically proved to me that I was wrong. And from that day forward, I stopped leaning to my own understanding and I started speaking to the facts instead of what my opinion was. And then I would give my opinion based off of substantiating the argument and substantiating the facts. And so you're wrong. It has nothing to do with confirmation bias. I wanted to be right in that I thought that there was more women in the world than men, but I was wrong too. You're wrong. And instead of you saying, okay, you know what, I was off. Thank you for giving me that insight. Thank you for teaching me. You stuck in your ways, and this is the reason why I don't
No.
talk to you. No, hold on. I'm gonna let you
Right.
give your final
Okay,
words because I
okay.
gotta move on. This is one
Right,
of the
you
reasons
gotta
why I
move
don't
on.
speak to this demographic because y'all want me to paint a narrative. You don't want me to tell the truth. You can't even
Bro.
admit when you're wrong. You're clearly off, and I don't speak to the majority. I speak to the people that I can actually help. I'm not here to make y'all feel good. You are who you are. You think what you think, and it doesn't even matter if I pull up a fact. You gonna think what you want to think. So I don't deal in theory. I deal in truth. And so I'm gonna let
No,
you get
this
your I'm gonna let you get your final thoughts off, and then I'm gonna go over to the next person.
right. My point is this. At the end of the day, is like I'm like this feelings like I don't live by feelings, bro. Like feelings does not is not part of the equation when I'm saying things and I'm doing research and all uh, emotions and feelings is the last thing. Like I'm like niggas don't do feelings get you killed, bro. Like I'm a whole Bronx nigga, man. Feelings get you killed. You just don't understand the concept of confirmation bias, but I'm over that. Like we don't have to harp on that. 'Cause like I said before, I could pull up the same thing to support what I'm saying. And that's the thing with statistics. Like anybody could pull up anything. That's why like when you write papers and stuff like that, your sources have to be cited. But I'm not questioning that. I don't want to get into that, bro. And I just think you just have me all messed up and you misquoting and misinterpreting what I'm saying. You painting the wrong narrative on me. But like I said, this we ain't gotta go on forever. The show gotta go on. It was great talking to you. I appreciate what you're doing for the community, especially black people and everything else, man. Keep doing your thing and all that, man.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you.
Copy.
I'm gonna bring up one more person, and then we're gonna continue over with the show. Give me a second. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. 1 second. What's going on, Fearless?
Yeah, you smart.
I'm sorry.
I had smoke. You smart. I had smoke for you last week, this morning, and you kept me on that call so long. I only got a little bit of fuzzle for you. So,
Huh?
but I'm gonna get the call you just had. Man, it took all my energy out. But I'm still gonna bring this smoke to you. I'm
Oh,
gonna bring
okay.
you to the front of the congregation. I
Got it.
know you rarely admit that you're wrong,
Hmm.
so I hope this time you do. Uh, you made a suggestion that was dangerous, ignorant, and you never took in
Liar.
count possible repercussions. I'm gonna tell you. You did a reaction video to Tucker Carlson and Ice Cube. In that video, you said, and I quote, because I don't want you to change it, went to your transcripts and got it.
Hmm.
It's the nature. I'd rather have a Batman that break the law in order to make sure that we catch the criminal than have somebody who has to operate within the law in order to make sure to make you happy.
Mm-hmm.
As of right now, across America, we need a Batman. Real talk, we need a vigilante. Do you know what a vigilante is? Well, I looked it up. That's the person that takes the law in their own hands. And when you have a vigilante, you have somebody like Emmett Till, and they took the law into their own hands. When you have vigilantes, you have people to show up at the jail in a mob, drag a brother out and hang him. When you have vigilantes, you have people like George Zimmerman that killed Trayvon Martin. And so the reason you have a lot of people even in jail is because some cop got the idea that he wanted to be above the law. He wanted to be a vigilante, and he wanted to beat the confession out of somebody. That's what a vigilante does. So the means don't justify the ends, and those persons should be the judge, jury, and executioner. So when you say that people should be vigilantes and you step outside the law, let me ask you, where is that line then? Who draws the line? You just did a whole show about Fannie. Was it Fannie about what she was doing to prosecute Trump? So does her ends justify the means? Or you can go look it up. Go look it up. I can tell you where it's at if you want to find your transcript. You said it, and I will quote. Right now, across America, we need Batman. Real talk, we need to be a vigilante. You said we have to break the law. We need Batman to break the law in order to make sure he catches the criminals. So what law should we break to catch the criminals, Anton? And then after this smoke, I do have a question that's a little more nice.
So that was your smoking gun?
That's my smoke.
No. I'm just want to make sure. I want to make
that's
sure
my
that you
smoke
get it
because if
all
your
out.
daughter came home, you in a new neighborhood. Your daughter comes home. Nobody knows who she is because you're in a new neighborhood. If somebody wants to test out her taekwondo on her, because they a vigilante, they gonna they crossing the law. They doing what's good. They've been to George Zimmerman. You'll find that that's wrong. I just think when you put
Your
that
very
message out there,
definition of how you apply vigilante is not
vigilante, the
is
person who
not.
takes the law into their own hands.
But they're not doing it based off of the law. They're doing it just to hurt people. That's not what a vigilante is. A vigilante is doing the thing that they honestly believe is right. The
Okay,
examples.
when
Wait.
they
Stop.
hung, when they grabbed up, when they grabbed,
No.
when
The
George
one thing that you
Zimmerman thought he
not.
was right,
No.
did
No.
George
No.
Zimmerman
No.
think he was
No.
right?
No. 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 The one thing you're not gonna do is you're not gonna extend this. You're not gonna not extend the same respect to me that I extended to you. I was
Let's go, brother.
quietly.
We smoking.
No, ain't
We
no let's
smoking. Go.
go. No, ain't no let's go. We gonna set the precedent because
Set the
I
precedent.
let you talk the entire time uninterrupted. If you
Get
cannot
to
let
it,
me
brother. Come
talk,
on, let's
no, no,
go.
no, 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 no. Listen.
I already know what you're
If
gonna
I'm
say.
interrupted
I'm
one
giving
more
you the
time, if I'm interrupted one more time on my own platform when I extended you grace and I let you get the entire thing off, and then I confirmed by asking you, oh, that was your smoking gun? You done? If you don't extend to me the same grace, because listen, I'm not gonna argue back and forth with you. I'm just gonna smoke you. All right. So it's a difference. And if you can't extend to me the same grace on my platform, because I know you hate watching. You know how I know you hate
I
watching?
love watching you.
Give me 1 second. I know you hate watching because I watched your platform and you couldn't wait to even do a reaction video on me about some other stuff that you was completely wrong about. So I know your
Oh, I
type.
did a reaction.
I'm sorry. You are operating in your femininity because you cannot be quiet
There
long
you
enough
go. You
to
off
let me
subject. I bring
extend
up
what,
smoke
okay,
and
you
you
know
gotta get
what?
off
I
subject.
gotta be a man of my word. I gotta let you go. I gotta let you go. Because if you can't control yourself, I gotta be a man of my word. If y'all gonna continue to operate in your femininity and you not even gonna let me be able to talk on my own platform when I extended you courtesy and grace to say whatever it is that you wanted to say, I gotta let you go. Now let me tell the people, now that I can talk uninterrupted on my own platform, I gotta start being Kevin Samuels out in this bitch. Let me tell the people what's really going on. So what they decided to do is they decided to use a false narrative in order to prove something, but he's wrong because his definition of vigilante is not applicable. It's not, he's using, so for example, he wanted to use the example and say, well, if somebody decided that they just wanted to beat up your daughter and then test her taekwondo, that's the very definition of a vigilante. That's not the definition of a vigilante. That's the definition of a bona fide evil criminal. A vigilante is a person that has to go outside of the law to do the thing that they know is the right thing to do, despite the fact them knowing that the law is prohibiting them from administering real justice. Now, the only debate that he could have in this conversation is whether or not you are right or you're wrong as far as what you think is the right side of the law is. So, for example, we all know that somebody killing somebody is wrong, right? But the right or the wrong side of the law would be, do you think that this person should die as a result of them killing them, or should they be locked up? But we all fundamentally know what is right and what is wrong. We also can apply the law and we can say, well, listen, if they were never convicted, even though we know that they all did it, they still should be free. But a vigilante will say, no, you need to pay for your crimes because we all understand that what you did was wrong. But the application of what that law is, the application of how it is that we should solve for this problem as far as a scourge in our community is the thing that then makes them a vigilante, is because they take the law into their own hands. You can't apply it by saying, oh, I'm just going to do something evil to you, and that's being a vigilante. That's not what a vigilante is. And so these people are so gung-ho on trying to prove me wrong instead of operating in honesty, truth, and transparency and being real about what their argument is. They so mad at the fact that I done torched them on previous subjects that now they want to come up here, they want to interrupt me. They think that they're going to bully me on my own platform because I extend them grace. But in reality, they're wrong. If you're a criminal and you're doing criminal shit in order to harm other people just for the sake of being a criminal, that's different than being a vigilante. A vigilante is a person that's crusading for the right reasons. They're actually trying to make their community a better thing. You can't make your community a better thing by just running up on my daughter and beating her the fuck up. And I don't even know why you would use that as an example. Who the fuck thinks about somebody else's kid and think to use as an example somebody running up on their children? That's some evil shit just by default. That is an evil perspective just by default. So then I have to start questioning what your true intentions are. And the reason that you don't want to let me speak is because the very first example that you use and the multiple different examples that you use in order to illustrate what a vigilante is was wrong. It was 10 times over wrong, and you recognize that it was wrong. You didn't want me to speak because you knew that I was going to fuck you up. And when you let people talk long enough, they're going to hang themselves. So I am glad to let you guys get off your thoughts. I'm glad to let you guys continue to say what y'all want to say because you can't fuck with me. You can't debate me. I already done researched you. The minute that you came up here, I already knew what you were because people had already sent me the shit that you were saying before that. I respect you for even being able to say something to me in the first place, but I don't respect your inability to be able to communicate effectively, and we know that you're wrong, and you can't fuck with me, and it ain't nothing that you said that actually substantiates your argument, and just because you want to move the goalposts and apply things that ain't even relevant to what a vigilante is, don't mean that you got a point. And yes, we do. I stand on what the fuck I said it, and I'm going to say it again. At this point in America, because the people that are supposed to be upholding the laws, for example, the migration into America and them not protecting our borders and using that as a political pawn in order to send money over into other countries that ain't got nothing to do with the interests in America is absolutely something that, for example, Greg Abbott is now going outside of what the federal government is mandating that he do in order to protect the borders in Texas, and all of the Republican governors are starting to band along with him and send their resources and their troops over to there protect the border because that's what's in the best interest of all of us, not just what's in Texas. So technically, Greg Abbott is a vigilante because he's going outside of what federal law is talking about in order to protect the borders of Texas for what's in the best interest of the residents. That's the true definition of a vigilante. Greg Abbott is a modern day vigilante. And some people would rather leave our borders open because they don't like Trump than actually do the thing that's in their own best interest. But it's not until they're at your doorstep in Chicago and New York and Denver and Atlanta to where y'all start paying attention and you saying, you know what, maybe we did get it wrong. That's the true definition of a vigilante, a modern day vigilante. So we can use Batman as a reference, but Greg Abbott is a real life vigilante because he stepped outside of what the Biden administration is saying that he's supposed to do in order to do the right thing in the best interest of the people. So please miss me with that. Please miss me with y'all weak arguments. You can't fuck with me. You can't fuck with me. I'm ready for anybody that got smoke for me. This is after hours. This is the only thing that I ask you to do is respect the platform. If you can't extend the same level of respect, then I can't give it to you. I can't give it to you. Now, I don't give a fuck how many reaction videos y'all make. I don't give a fuck. Keep my name in the algorithm. I'm all for it. But you can't fuck with me. They quoting me. They writing my quotes down. They studying my work. And I'm still that motherfucker. I'm still him. I said it before and I'm going to say it again. Talk to me about a vigilante. I am the vigilante. Now, I'm going to let the people decide. Y'all want to move over to the next story or y'all want to talk to another caller? It's up to y'all. It's up to y'all. Y'all want to move over to something else or y'all want to take the next caller? This is the People Show. This is the People Show. I know what I said. I don't need no quotes. I know what I said. I know what I said. This is the People Show. Chat Lives Matters. Now, I didn't want to hit the dislike button. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Just hit the button, motherfuckers. Shit. Now, let me look in the chat and see what the people are saying. You see the people? The people voted for me. I'm the people's champ. I'm the people's champ. I'm still here because I'm the people's champ. The people love me. I'm the king. Can't nobody talk to me? Trifecta. You looked it up. You said it in the chat. You just looked it up. AD is right. Whew. Quote me. Quote me. I'll bring up one more for y'all. I see y'all asking for it. Y'all want me out here in these streets. Y'all said, Anton, you take on all comers. Everybody that want a piece of it, you can get it. I don't want nobody to agree with me. I want people to stand up and tell me where I'm off. You stand up. You stand up for something. You don't stand for something, you fall for anything. You don't stand for something, you fall for anything. You know what I'm saying? Anton is in the building. Fucking. Hold on, let me see. Let me see who else we got up here. Moore, what's happening?
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, I'm sorry. You so sweet.
No, you ain't gonna like
Yeah,
what I say.
they had me on 10 more. I'm sorry. Let me.
Okay, you don't got me on camera now, right? Because it's like
No,
late
I ain't
now.
got you on camera. I would never
Okay,
bring you on camera unless you told me to.
Oh, see, that's why I rock with you. But anyway, you ain't gonna like what I say. I'm gonna tell you that now.
Okay. All right.
I think you need to chill out when you talk about Black culture and learn more about the history and the culture of our people. I
Mm-hmm.
don't like when you say things like, negative about our culture because this hood rat, well, I don't know if you allow cursing because I usually catch you and I'm in your patron, but I usually catch you in your other channel. So this is one of my first times on this one. But I wanted to let you know I don't like that because you're my idea of Black excellence. When I see you, I see a lot of
Wait,
our
hold
Black.
on. More. Don't come up here trying to butter me up so that you can get me.
No, I'm telling you. No, let me tell you something.
Don't be buttering me up. Just give it to me. Give me the hot plate.
No, well, I don't know. Maybe you're not used to that, but I'm from the South. No, I rock with you. No, I'm in your patron. No, I rock with you. I don't. I know you people come up here and they try to take shots at you and shit like that, but I'm very upfront. I love the way you help people and the way you look out. That's one thing I will give you. So, and that what that caller just did, that was disrespectful. He already had that plan. But truth is, I don't like when you say things like, "Oh, this is our culture." I think you need to learn more about Black history. And it
Mm,
seemed like you were open with it because I was able to watch one of your videos with Mr. Eric Mays, and you seem to not know that there were many Black business districts and all that going on around America. So I think you need to look more at that and see that systematic racism and racism is real. You're just one of the many, and I'm grateful that who've overcame a few things. But for some of us, and which I've overcome too,
mm,
okay, but not as much as I would like to. I'll be check your email, by the way. I wanted the coaching, but I think you need to learn more about that. When it comes to finances and helping your people,
mm,
no, you do that. You sometimes I think you. I don't want to be mean, but sometimes I think you do too much of that.
mm,
You give away too much of your knowledge. But when it comes to, oh, that when you start talking about our culture and our history, I just think that you need to learn more about that. Now, when it comes to finances and you talking about what is it, the guy from Texas doing what he need to be doing? No, Black people as a whole, we truly are conservative people in our own right. And sometimes I think we let these Democrats trick our head up, and they're more dangerous than anything. I don't agree with any of these migrant stuff. So I agree with everything else that you say. I agree with everything you do. I'm from the
mm.
South, but I think you do a little too much sometimes because you got a family and all that, giving away stuff. And that means you have a good heart. But true T, I'm really just here to tell you I wish that you would learn more, just about our history and who we are and who
Mm.
we come from. That's it. No, seriously, I'm not even no. I think you dope as hell.
Well, first of all, let me say that I appreciate you for the call. Secondly, I appreciate that I'm always going to meet you with the exact same energy that you meet me with. So let me just say that first, I love you and thank you for continuing to rock with me and support me and recognize the efforts that I'm putting in. Um, but I have to disagree with you because, for example, in the interview with Eric Mays, one of my purposes in the interview is not to debate, but it's to get and extract the most information from the person that I'm speaking with. So even though Eric Mays, for example, is a Democrat, it doesn't mean that I agree with everything that he says, but it
Right.
means that I want him to communicate his thoughts, not based off of what it is that I think. So it doesn't it my point is that when I'm communicating, it's not out of a lack of knowledge and insight and understanding.
Mm,
um, it's actually the opposite. It's because I do understand where we come from,
mm,
and I do recognize exactly how rich the culture has been in the past. But see,
mm,
culture, especially Black culture, as I refer to it, is not based off of history. History is history. Culture is culture, and
mm,
culture based off of how we live it today is how it is that we celebrate the things that's the most popular. It's what we
mm,
embrace the most. That's what culture is in current present day time, right?
mm,
And so we don't embrace anything that we come from. We don't hold near and dear to our heart the things that we fought for. I'll give you an example. We stood in the civil rights movement on the shoulders of giants, and we refer to it, but we completely ignore what it is that they died for because we don't even vote, although they died for the right for us to be able to vote.
I disagree. They did no none of our and no Black American ancestors died for the right to vote. I
Okay.
think we need to stop doing that because that's I'm gonna just say that's effing us up when it
Mm,
comes to our voting. We vote based on emotion, and that's killing us. Naturally, I mean, I'm being real. I agree with certain things the Republicans say, and I've had people say to me, "Oh, well, you MAGA or you this," So I understand that part,
mm.
but we not all of our ancestors took a beating. Not and then when I look around, we have every major highway has a Black prosperous business district around that
Wait, wait,
area.
wait, wait. Let's stop there though. What
Mhm.
makes you think that they did not advocate for and die for our right to vote?
No, they died for many things. They died dare
They
stepping out
did.
of place. For example, Anthony Crawford. I'm from South Carolina.
Hmm.
He is a gentleman, a Black powerhouse. A lot of people don't know about him. So you can't
Hmm.
knock people for what they don't know. They ban in our history. But anyway, Anthony Crawford was a dude who had 400, acres of land. You know what I'm saying? Like a powerhouse. He didn't play. If you hit him, he always said, "The day a white man hits me is the day I die." And unfortunately, That is what happened because he wasn't putting up with, whatever. And back then, also, when black people voted, they were actually getting something tangible. Now it's more all about, I would
But what
say,
about their right to vote?
yeah, I mean, I think you can add that in there, but they died also for, for their stepping out of place that white supremacists thought they shouldn't. You
Yeah,
die
but
if
two
you had
things could
more
be
money.
true. Two things could be true at the same time. Just because
Yeah,
they
I
died
agree.
for other things does not also mean that they did not advocate for and die for the right to us for us to be able to vote. That is a
Yeah,
fact.
but I don't like using that now because that's what's killing us. I think that's what's killing us because it's like when you tell like we're voting for these Democrats thinking that they're our friends, and the one thing they say is, oh, oh, well, our
No, no,
ancestors
no,
died for
no.
the right
That
to
that
vote.
wasn't that wasn't my. I think you missed my argument.
What was it?
I said that we stood on the rights or on the shoulders of giants, and they
Absolutely.
died.
Hmm.
Some of what they died for was the right for us to vote, and
Yes,
we don't
some.
even participate. Meaning that not only are
Hmm.
we not even knowledgeable about what it is that we're voting for, but often at
Hmm.
times in the urban communities, it has the lowest voter turnout rate. So when we talk about black culture and our history, you cannot say that, Anton, you need to do a little bit more research when we
Hmm.
don't honor the things where we come from, which would then become the culture that we embrace the most, which is trash. Listen, just because just because I call it out does not make it any less true. Or just because
No, no.
people don't like
Hmm.
the fact that I don't like the thing that we embrace the most today does not mean that it's not true. We gatekeep a lot of things that is
Hmm.
bad for us.
But a lot of the
So
things that we see with culture now is not what is not black culture. That's the result of us not handling things in the past. When I see that ratchet behavior or that I call it that bonnet behavior, that's not who black people are. Our culture is
it
much better
is.
than that. Well,
Yes,
that's
it
what
is.
I'm saying.
If the majority, if the majority
But
of the
that's not where we
people,
come from.
it doesn't matter where we come from. Culture is what you celebrate the most currently.
Yes, but also
Because culture
now,
is
like,
because culture hold on, culture is ever evolving, it's ever changing, it's new every day. The thing that you embrace the most every day at some point is going to become history, and then it's going to be it's become a part of what it is that made you you, what it is that influenced your kids, what you then stand on in the future. And so just because we look at what was culture historically does not mean that that's the thing that we embrace in a day. So you're
yeah, we
stuck
don't.
you're stuck in the past and you looking at history, but that
Mhm.
that means that you're also ignoring the thing that's tearing us down today.
No, I don't think I'm ignoring it. I think I understand it better. I think I understand a more I hear you and I'm not knocking you for some of the things you say. Some of the things you say and I stand by it are absolutely true. If I didn't think that, then I wouldn't be, following you. But I also just think that sometimes, you'll say, certain things about our culture and I'm like, no, this is just stuff that was picked up along the way. This is just effed up stuff that was picked up
And we
along
made
the
it a
way.
part of our culture.
Yeah, I think we have, but it also comes from things that haven't been handled during segregation and integration. It's not, I'm not excusing the behavior. No, no, no. No, if you a hood
I
rat, I
think
don't
you
like a
are.
hood rat.
I think you are excusing the behavior. You excusing
No,
it by
no.
ignoring it by default.
No, I don't think so. I just don't like when you say, "Oh, this culture is trash" or this and that. Maybe you can say some people's behavior are trash, but there's a lot of black people who aren't like that, who didn't fall into that category. That's what I'm saying.
Do you know a black person that don't listen to rap music? And if you
Everybody everybody listen, come on now, Antoine. Everybody
no no
listen.
no no
My
no
whole
hold
world
on,
segment is taking
it's a
over
general
now.
question.
Everybody listens to everybody listens to rap. I personally don't. I'm a 90s junkie, but that's just me.
But in a general sense, you can say that the overwhelming majority of black people listen to rap music, right?
Yeah, along with others.
We're not talking about others right now. We're talking about black people,
Mhm.
right? Okay, cool.
Yes.
So is that a part of our culture?
Rap music? Yeah, well, I think it's funded by white supremacy now.
Is it a part? It's a simple question. You can add the
Yeah,
context.
yes,
Is it a part of
absolutely.
our culture?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Is it trash?
What we have now, yes.
So it is trash.
Yeah,
So if I
pieces of it
say,
now. Like
so if
Kendrick
I
Lamar
say,
is not Kendrick
hold
Lamar is
on,
not
wait, 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 wait,
necessarily
wait.
trash.
If
Yes.
I say the things that we celebrate the most is trash within the culture, Is that an accurate? Is that an accurate statement, considering everything that we just said?
Not everything that we celebrate is trash.
Okay.
A good bit of it is now. Like I said, I stand with you when you be saying certain things, but I don't think it's all of us.
I don't think it's all of us either, but we have to speak to the majority, not the minority. And
But
and
I know plenty of
you
people. Oh,
admitted
okay.
you
Mhm.
admitted that the majority of people embrace the things that's the worst for us. And the example that we use for that is rap music.
No, I didn't say the majority. Mm-mm. I think a
You
good
said
bit.
you said, come on now, Anton. Everybody listens to rap music. That's what you
Because
said.
everybody does. Yeah, everybody does. But I do think the music that we have now, honestly, is funded by, white supremacy. That's just pushed by an agenda. Before rap in what in the 80s, early 90s rap music
Mm.
wasn't like that. It was more political.
No, it
Definitely more
wasn't.
political.
It was fuck the police. It was NWA.
Yeah, and they
We're
based
not going
that
to
they
ignore.
based
Listen.
yeah.
We're not going to ignore it for the sake of trying to make a point.
No, no, no. I didn't ignore. I'm not ignoring it. I'm telling you
It was
they went
Ice
off what
T,
they saw every day.
Ice T, and come on, like come on, let's be real.
What you gonna ignore police brutality too?
No, I'm not going to ignore police
The
brutality.
Black Panthers were the Black
That's not what
Panthers
we're
were
talking about.
created because of police. I'm not saying get rid of all the police. I'm just saying that there's a different way of thinking sometimes with that. I'm not saying every single thing that we do are right or every single thing they had back then was right. But truth is they did have a lot of police brutality. Come on now. Let's be realistic.
I'm not
They're going off
disagreeing
what
with
they and
that, but I don't think that that's what we're talking about. I think you're moving the goalposts. You
no, no,
referenced a
no.
specific era in which the music was more positive, and I'm telling you that the thing that was most impactful in that era was the thing that was the most negative about the music, and that's the thing that we took to the most.
I disagree. But I understand but I respect just but I disagree. I think we're just totally different on that because I'm into black psychology and history and all of that. But I respect your stance. I'm always respect your stance because you always been sweet and kind. But that
Well, I'm
part I
sweet and
just
kind to you
no.
because you're a sweet and kind person.
Sometimes. No,
No,
I
you
no.
so sweet. You are such a sweet and kind person. And so because you're so sweet and kind, and because, I mean, listen, I don't have a problem with people having a difference of opinion in me. Because I mean I think that
Absolutely,
that's what
yeah.
makes because I'm learning things from you that you're sharing with me. Um, Although I may disagree with some of the stuff that you're saying, it
Right.
doesn't mean that I don't also agree or that I won't go back and do some more research based off of some of the things that you presented to me in order to make sure that I'm well versed or I have the right understanding. So I'm not listening to you with a closed mind. I'm also open minded to what you're saying, and part of it is because you're so persuasive. You substantiate your argument. You communicate clearly, and you have a sweet spirit. And so I appreciate you. I think that you're awesome.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I called because I know that I don't want to make you sound like, a punk or soft, but you actually are a soft person. I knew that you
You
would
think
look up
so, huh?
things. I can no, I've been following you for a while and I can tell. And my goal is not to have you agree with every single thing that I say. Not at all. That's never gonna happen. But I respect you though because you're a king. And I love what you do for people. I
You
see how you look
good.
out.
You good. You
No,
good.
I'm serious. I think that no, no, I'm just like I'm Geechee Gullah from the South, honey. If you
No, no,
come at
no.
me
I'm
with
saying you good, and I ain't saying you doing that just to me. You're just good in general. I think that you just
sometimes, but I think you have to match energy. So I don't be mad at you when you curse people out because if you call acting stupid and thinking that I'm serious, if you call acting stupid and think you're gonna talk some type of way to somebody, what you think you're gonna get? You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. That's the
Is
only
this
thing.
how you
I
communicate in real life? You probably get everything you want, don't you?
No, not at all. Not at all. Listen, I'm just calling just to say that because like I said and I stand by it. I agree with everything else you say and I wish that this channel right here, I know it's different, but y'all should check out his millionaires channel in the Antoine, I may say it wrong, millionaires channel in the morning or morning millionaires. He
That's
is dope.
you
He
can, at
does
this
do a
point
lot.
you can say whatever you want to say. You don't. I'm gonna agree with
And
everything you say.
and y'all please check it out, like he does really help people and it's very helpful, the things that he does, he goes above and beyond. I think he do a little too much sometime when it come to money because he got a wife and kid, But I respect the king. You know, there's a difference between a king and an F boy. Okay, a king can lead, a F boy can't. So you a good leader. So I have nothing but respect for you. And look, and I gotta go, but when you look up Detroit, look up Hastings Avenue. That's all.
Okay.
You have a good night.
Thank you, love. You are so sweet. I appreciate you.
Good night.
All right, good night. You see that? You see what happens when women meet, when people meet you with good energy? She disarmed me the minute that she came on the platform. That sweet spirit, I said, oh my God. She took me from 10 to 1. She took me. Look, ladies, let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all. Your superpower is your femininity. I'm telling you. Your superpower is your femininity. Y'all can get anything, almost anything that you want out of a dude when you decide to meet it with that great femininity. I'm telling you. Let me get another person in here and let me see what's happening out here in these streets. Let's see what we got. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let's see what we got out here. I don't feel no femininity in this call right here. What's up? What's I don't still feel no femininity in this call. Ty.
Nope.
See what I'm saying?
Nah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear your ass.
Hey, look, man. Hey, listen real quick. I'm sitting here watching this shit, right? I'm sorry, man. And listen, I'm talking to my girl, and
Uh,
I'm like, "Lo, I'm like everybody that call in. I'm so tired of this shit. How the fuck you gonna call in to the nigga that's helping you
I don't know.
to
I don't
hold
know.
him accountable? So I'm calling to hold you accountable
You holding me
for even
accountable?
yeah. How you gonna entertain that bullshit? Listen, man,
What? So
you
wait.
they
What? Entertain what? What did I entertain?
these people. Okay, hey, listen. Oh no, it's one call. I actually meant to. I thought I didn't get in on time. It was one call where I wanted to call you, and I probably would have had you in tears. One man called you about something that he had a beef with on after hours a long time ago, and he took you in a whirlwind of unlimited. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna call Anton. I'm gonna say, I can't hold you. I'm gonna hold you accountable for not being able to identify the Riddler.
You
If
know what? You
somebody,
know what it is. You know what it is. I like to I like to give people an opportunity to express themselves how they feel, how they see fit. I
but Anton,
I
how
gotta
if
let
they
them.
listen, the last lady, and I get it. Intelligent. I was gonna ask you what she looked like because she just disarmed you with the femininity. I get it, but my mindset is you called in. I
Uh,
like you. I'm a Patreon member. I just kept saying that means she a subscriber.
yeah, she
That
rock.
means she getting information. But how you gonna call and tell somebody that they need to have more research and
That's
you're
fair.
calling
No,
for
that's
something
fair.
that you received from that person?
That's
That's
fair because
wild.
no. That's fair.
Yeah, yeah. I
I
want to
gotta
know
say
why.
that for her. Because just because she has an opinion in one area does not mean that she doesn't get value from me in a different area.
I agree.
So
100%.
I could be good at one thing and then she could disagree with another thing and then she could express that to me, but I have to be open to being wrong also, right? I have to be the type of person that's not above reproach because if I'm a finished product and I can't learn anything, then I shouldn't even be taking calls, right?
But let me ask you, but what would be, my question would be is this, right? From the person that's actually, I call you, right? Let's say, for example, I get the real estate, I get the transparency, I get the truth of what the fuck is actually going on. Excuse my
Mhm.
language. But my thing would be, if I'm doing that, my goal, what do I benefit from calling you to get you to learn what from me at that particular time? If I'm
But that's
calling
not
in,
what
if
this
I'm
is though.
watching you daily for something.
But that's not
Say
what
that
this
one more time,
is
my bad.
though. Listen. Everybody, anybody could be wrong about
I
something.
agree.
You know what I'm saying?
And I
So,
believe you can. I believe you can learn something from anybody as well.
for
But
example, her background and what it is that she studies is, history and African American studies specifically, right? So she may be an expert in her field and she may have some insight, even
yeah,
though she may not have necessarily imparted it on the last phone call, but she may have some insight for something that I may be able to learn from. Um,
hmm
and just because I'm great at financial advice, or I may be, what I'm saying, well versed as far as how it is that you're supposed to move in a relationship, doesn't mean that I can't do some more research when it comes to history, right? So
I agree.
I think that it's fine when people question. I think that, matter of fact, I'll do you one better.
I think it's
I
fine that
believe
question for
I
sure.
believe that people should question people, right? Because I should be able to substantiate my argument and show and prove through the work and be able to communicate it effectively if I'm going to have a platform in which I'm telling people and giving people advice on how it is that they're supposed to move.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't have any
I
problem
agree.
whatsoever.
Okay. Now I gotta hold you accountable for not hanging up on the man that was talking to you with on his stomach.
yeah,
The
yeah,
fact of the matter,
yeah.
once you saw feet swinging, you should have been pressing the hang up button faster than anybody.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. Listen,
But nah,
it
man,
is
I
what
just
it
want to say I
is.
appreciate you. I just want to call in a little fun with you, mess with around, but for sure, keep doing what you're doing for sure, brother.
Thank you,
And
my
yeah, I'm gonna
appreciate
keep
it.
watching for sure.
Okay.
Yo,
Let's see. I want somebody that may disagree with me. Let me see. Who disagree with me? Adam, are you there? Adam Tucson. Adam Tucson, are you there? Adam going once. Adam going twice. All right, I gotta let you go. I'm gonna get a couple more people, then we gonna go over to Desi Banks. Let's see. Glow, are you there? Glow, you muted. Oh, hold on, let me see. Hold on, give me a second. Let me see if I can get you up there.
Me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. What's going on, big dog?
Man, I had this question for you. You know, we
Is it
we
a
we
disagreement?
it's not a disagreement, but it's a burning question. If you can't answer it, I understand. It's a faith based question.
Okay.
So like when I hear you talk about like how people are brought up and like how you're born like I hear about your family, your nine uncles that have never been divorced and been married, and you yourself have been married. When I look in the Bible and I hear about all these tribes and stuff like that, and like cursed people,
Mhm.
I'm wondering like if people are born in situations that aren't similar to yours, are we cursed people? Like,
No,
what are we supposed to do? Like, what are we
no,
supposed? Are we born to curse tribes? Is what I'm
no.
asking.
We born in sin, but the reason that Jesus came was now the Comforter, and I don't know if you know what the Comforter is, but the Comforter is now available to the Jew and the Gentile alike, right? It used to be reserved just for a specific God's specific people, God's chosen people. When Jesus died for our sins, which is why we now live by the New Testament, and that you don't need priests and people to go to God on your behalf. You don't have to burn calves anymore. You don't have to do any of these things, right? They have examples of how God illustrated and showcased his power. Also, on top of that, it also highlighted how a lot of the laws by which we had to abide by, it was almost impossible for us to be able to abide by those laws. So, what wound up happening is we needed a comforter and we also needed somebody to die for our sins in order to make the comforter available to the Jew and the Gentile alike. Now, even though we are all born in sin, salvation is available to everybody. So as long as you abide by the commandments, if you abide by his commandments, if you live by his word, if you then follow his suffer with him, then you will reign with him. And so it's available to everybody now. If you study the word, it actually goes into, and that's why Paul was so important because he was trying to convince the people, especially if you read Galatians and you was reading the laws. or I'm sorry, reading the manifestations of how he described how God's covenant had been fulfilled and a lot of the things that he promised the people that came before us, including Abraham, right? If you go and you read that and you study that, and then you read and understand exactly what the new commandments are in the New Testament, then you'll understand that it is available to you when you are not cursed.
You said Galatians.
Yes, read the letters that Paul wrote to the Galatians. Also
Yes, sir.
read Romans. Romans is very important also.
Galatians.
Because when you read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, you're looking at the different accounts and the stories that can be corroborated with how Jesus walked the earth, right? But then when you start to read, let me see, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts of the Apostles, Epistles of Rome. When you start to read Acts of the Apostles, Romans, Galatians, all of those things, you start to see and hear about the description of how it is that bishops are supposed to act, how you're supposed to treat your wife, the two main commandments by which we're supposed to live by. It actually gives insight into the manifestation and the covering of the covenants that God made with a lot of the people that came before us, such as Abraham, right? And so when you start to say that, you are no longer cursed. You are now, if you follow the commandments of the law, you are a friend of Jesus. And you will reign with him.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that I really needed. I really appreciate you saying that because I was wondering. I was like, man, like Anton was born like under these circumstances, and I'm not saying that it wasn't like it wasn't just God, giving you those circumstances. Like it was up to you to also maintain those circumstances. So I'm not just like saying like it wasn't, you had no part in that. I was just wondering, like, dang, like if I'm born to like a single mother, am I a cursed boy? Like, am I cursed to live a certain way? And you explaining, like, us having this blanket, and as long as we follow the covenant and the commandments, that leads us out of our cursedness. I guess I would say.
No, I think that generational curses is based off of the things that we taught from the people that are around us. But once you get to a certain age, you can absolve yourself from that.
Okay,
Of
so it
anything,
is
you
possible.
can remove yourself and you can unlearn a lot of the things that you've been taught in your lifetime to actually recondition your mind to do things differently. You don't have to be subjected to the things that was taught to you.
That and I'm
I was taught by my family to always vote a certain way just because, and they couldn't substantiate that, right? And so my mindset changed on a lot of things based off of me getting new insight and information to make a better and a more informed decision.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, because that was like, I just thank you so much, because I was trying to understand that when I was reading about like the different tribes of God
Israel.
and
Yeah.
Israel
I
and
know what you're talking about. Yeah.
yes, sir.
It's interesting because the children of Israel. Well, I'm not going to get into a whole Bible study session right now, but yeah, the different tribes. Even when God's people would go and conquer people, a lot of times He would say, "Don't take anything, destroy everything." Right? And sometimes they were obedient, and sometimes they weren't. It's a lot of great stories in the Bible that actually speaks to what you're talking about. But then that's why we have both the Old Testament and the New Testament. A lot of people only read one, or they only get to a certain point. But you gotta continue to read the whole thing. The whole book is a revelation, and even when you read it again, right? You read it at different points of your life. It's going to be a new revelation that comes along with it, depending on where you are in your life and your level of maturity and your growth curve. So it's an awesome book, man. Like, but yeah, just keep studying. You'll get it.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely, my friend. I appreciate you. All right. Let me continue. Let's continue to rock out. Yeah, man. It's one of them nights. It's one of them nights. It's one of them nights. Let's get into Desi Banks, baby. Let's get into Desi Banks. I'm gonna read. Well, let me get to some of these super chats first before we get into Desi, because I want to acknowledge the people. It's about control, not ownership, says the real ambition. Shout out to the real ambition. I appreciate you, big dog. Yashua says, Anton, I don't know if you know, but Corey Holcomb talks about Shannon's sexuality because of who his friends are. But Corey is friends with a drag queen comedian named Flame Monroe, who's been on this podcast several times. So basically, you saying that Corey is a hypocrite. Thank you, my friend, for holding me down, and thank you for supporting the platform. God motivates people. Says, man, Skip been showing how sensitive Sharp is, especially with that comparison of him and Tom Brady that day. Shout out to God motivates people. I appreciate you. IVR7 says Detroit is that city, but we don't want y'all kind here. What kind of haters, doubters, and latecomers? Hashtag Detroit meetup. Yeah, we kind of feeling ourselves right now. We kind of a little bit gatekeepers on people coming into our city. Tim Stepney says trying to spend a meal a quarter like you, coaching call is a must. Is crazy. Anybody that need to reach out to me, make sure you email me at antondaniels413@gmail.com. Thank you, Tim. Joshua says, word of advice is if you ninjas want to battle Anton, please don't come up here unprepared. It'd be a freaking snooze fest. Post the mogul says, cuz was Usain Simp. Yeah. Rob says, AD, you got the patience of a monk. I lost my shit after the last two callers. We all got to have patience. Goes on to say, Sir Mr. Jason says, I just want to say you got more patience than the Lord Jesus himself. I'm going to pray that you do get your 100 million. Saint Anton, God bless you. Thank you for supporting the platform. Joshua says, if Shaq played Nate Robinson one-on-one, it would be Anton versus the people who claim to have smoke for him. Should be sad. Maurice goes on to say, black man, please pick up a dictionary instead of changing definitions and donating to Umar's school. That's a fact, though. Definite says, those callers will be the same ones selling us out. Book Eric Now says, was there voting or rights in Africa? Who said you were entitled to these things? Shout out to you. Different Perspective says, truth is not the feelings manager. What does feelings have to do with the truth? It's become more important to accept blackness versus holiness. Rob says, black culture is killing and ruining us. The black culture today is trash, from dissing the dead in rap to wearing bonnets outside the house. That's what I was trying to tell my baby girl over there was calling me. Dark 80s man says, meaning that you can learn from anybody, and I can. I can learn from anybody. All right, let's continue on with the show, y'all. Let me go ahead and get that Desi Banks up in here. So wrong one. Hold on. Is that the right one? That can't be the right one. Oh, okay, yeah, that is the right one. Dez, first of all, was speaking about, and one of the things that caught my eye on this was Desi was speaking about first his past relationship, and then he went on to be asked from Shannon Sharpe about whether or not he had ever auditioned for Tyler Perry, and then if he would ever put on a dress. And I thought this was interesting. So again, make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I'm gonna see if I can jump over into where he was talking about the relationship aspect of it, because I actually seen this as a clip on Instagram, and I went and found it here because I think that he gave a little bit more context, and so I wanted to react to it with you guys. Let me see if I can find it.
At the time, I felt like she didn't believe in my first. My you still fight from the 8.
So like how we were talking earlier about a lot of these like are personal. Some of these are not all. Some are personal stories. And when something is personal, you're able to relate or make it relatable to the people that you're trying to show this to because you're speaking from firsthand knowledge.
For sure.
Not no hearsay.
For sure.
Not what someone told you.
Most definitely.
But you've gone through this.
For sure. Yeah. Like I said, all my stories that I do, it's real. You know what I'm saying? Growing up as a kid or whatever it is, like I like to present that. That's just my style of comedy.
Right.
Like I said, from Eddie Murphy's to the Martins, I feel like when it came to their comedy, that's where they went from. And I feel like when you're a comedian, you gotta go to what connects to you, go to what hits homes for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's presented so well, because it's real.
Right.
It's true. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you. Time out. A lot of these people, they are funny on social media, or it seems like it's curated for social media in short formats. But to hear these people communicate on these platforms in a full interview, sometimes it's painful. You know, one of the most painful people that I see interview was 21 Savage. When 21 Savage was on Shannon Sharpe's platform, it was painful. And when I say painful, it was painful. And different people, you got to take a different strategy in order to get the most out of that particular interview.
getting it from nobody else. This is my life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can make this story look as real as possible because I saw that. I've been through that. You know what I'm saying? So like I say, when it comes to your gift or whatever that you're trying to do, man, you got to find your realness, find your why you do stuff. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what's going to connect to the world. It's going to be so authentic. You know what I'm saying? Original. You know, I feel like that's what make legends.
Right.
You know, they do their original work. I ain't just doing this because I seen another comedian do it. But I'm still next to no, I'm doing this. No, this is my story. This is my stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I read where an ex put you out.
Oh yeah.
So tell that story.
Yeah. That's when I was first, you know, in my beginning stages of, you know, really chasing my dream of comedy. And at the time, I felt like she didn't believe in my dream and my goals. I used to want her to support me so much. You know, I thought there was gonna be a woman that I was gonna be with. You know what I'm saying? I did a lot of stuff with her. You know what I'm saying? Every dime that I got, where I was working, I gave it to her. The only thing I wanted to do was get me a haircut and pay my cell phone bill so I could, you know, shoot my video.
Right.
But I felt like at the time, the money, it wasn't coming fast enough.
Right.
You know.
Let's stop there right there, right? Because obviously Desi is incredibly successful. I think that he's really, really great at what he does. And he's breaking this down and he's saying that the girl that he was with, the girl that he was with right before he blew up, he said, you know, he would give her all his money. He would give her all his money and all he wanted was a haircut. And I forgot what else he said, maybe a camera, a phone. I think he said a haircut and a phone bill in order to be able to shoot his videos. And he said basically, you know, the chick didn't believe in him. The chick did not believe in him. And it's funny because when I actually seen this clip on Instagram and I went into the comments, the women was still fighting him like, yeah, that's because, you know, you 1% of the men that actually make it and stuff like that. Why is it so hard for women to believe in the dreams of a man, right? Because it doesn't mean that he's not working. It doesn't mean that he's not also doing what he's supposed to do. But it's almost like they get disgusted with the fact that he's not successful. But then they want to take credit for his success when he then ultimately blows up.
It wasn't there. So she went to, you need to get a job, you need to do this, you need to do that. Well, I can't do this no more. So you know, you might have to, you know, go do something else. So it sent me to my grandmama's house. You know what I'm saying? So I was staying with my grandma for a little minute. And at that moment.
But that happened at late at night. That was like.
Yeah. Like.
So she put you out like 2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah. And it's crazy. Like I cried. Like I cried. I was crying already. Like, you know when you chasing something, man, you trying to make this shit work. And man, I remember this shit like yesterday, bro. Like I was trying to talk to her. She like, boy, if you don't go to sleep. I was like, what? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, like, okay. And that made me cry even harder. So I just walked in the living room and I was just like, damn, shit, like, all right, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And like I said, I had this, I'm so spiritual, I'm so connected with God. I had this bubblegum rapper, man. And this bubblegum rapper that I held on for a little minute, I still got a picture on my phone. And man, it said stand-up comedy. I swear to God, it said stand-up comedy. And that was the thing that I was like running away from for a long time. Like I didn't want to do it. Cause you know, I a little fear was kicked in when when it came to it. But I so crazy. I used to have these crazy dreams, bro. Like real talk. I used to have these crazy dreams while I was in like prison. Like when I was over there, I was in prison, and like the gates.
Desi went to prison? What did he go to prison for?
Was open. Like the gates was open. Like come out. But I was so afraid to go out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Cause I couldn't see, I didn't know what was gonna happen. But God was like, well, I'm trying to give you freedom.
Right.
If you just trust me and lean out on your own understanding and just come out, you might can't see it cause it's so, the sun is so, you know, but I promise you, when you step out, you gonna see. And I remember I was at my grandma's house and I got an email, maybe like, it was crazy, maybe like 2-3 days later. And I got an email of this, for me to do this hosting for the stand-up.
Oh, the dream was about prison. I got you. Thank you, Biz. I appreciate you, baby, for that clarification.
I had to host this comedy show. I think it was like in Marietta, in Atlanta, Georgia, and I was the youngest comedian on there. It's like I was still fresh at doing it, and I was like, man, okay, I got to come up with a set, man. I remember I came up with a 5-minute set. It was just 5 minutes. And I was like, I could just take these 5 minutes. I could just do whatever in between the hosting, and I end up coming up with 5 minutes, bro, and I recorded it. And I was just so happy to do that 5 minute. They remember that. So I'm going to take this to the show. And I took it to the show, and I ain't gonna say it was my best show, but I remember I got like that first laugh. And I was like, oh, I got to laugh. So it's like, now how can I continue to get more laughs? What I gotta say to get more laughs? And that one laugh right there already told me, oh, I can do it. I can do it.
Right.
I just gotta see how I can get more laughs.
Want to join Club Shay Shay?
A lot of times, all you need is one little glimmer of light. One little glimmer of light is all you need to really get to it and get it popping. And sometimes it's almost like a blessing for people not to believe in you, or people to kick you out, or you to hit rock bottom, or people to dish you. Because I almost kind of believe like God is removing the people from your life that's not supposed to have the blessings, or is going to mess up your life if you start to get a little bit of traction, because they're going to kill your dreams. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe that stuff to be real. And it's crazy that he started to get visibility right after he got kicked out of the house. Now, I don't agree with going to living with a chick or giving her all your money, but that's a whole nother conversation. I want to pivot really quickly into this conversation because Shannon Sharpe asked Desi about auditioning for certain roles and wearing a dress. And I thought that this was an interesting question.
Would you ever do a Tyler Perry movie?
Man, I auditioned for Tyler Perry.
Did you?
A few times.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if it's the right role, yeah. I mean, I ain't against working with Tyler.
Right.
I think Tyler dope. He's a legend.
Is there a role that you wouldn't play?
That I wouldn't play? Yeah. I wouldn't play like, I don't want to do nothing outside of what makes me feel uncomfortable.
Right.
Yeah. I don't want to do
In other
nothing.
words, you don't want to dress up.
What do you mean?
Put a dress on, put a wig on.
I mean, look, bro. I like.
If necessary.
Just put it.
I mean, because you do
I
in your
can
skit.
grow my character. I've done short films,
Right.
but they ain't got. I did that because my grandmama loved it.
Right.
Like, she loved that character. Recipe, my grandmama. Like, I did that for her.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That's
You ain't
just
tripping
fun.
on that.
Hell no, I ain't worried about that. You know what I'm saying? And that character is based off her. You know what I'm saying? So all that, I don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? But now you ain't finna come to my dressing room and I supposed to be playing this role and you say, hey, can you put this on? No, I'm not doing that. Hell no.
Let me tell y'all what the translation is for me. I'm not opposed to putting on a dress and a skit if that's the role that I signed up for. That's what it sounds like for me. It's still a lot of people, and listen, and I'm not dissing it if that's what you want to do, but I just can't, man. Listen, it's certain things. I was talking to Reta the other day, and I was telling her, and I said, listen, it's just certain things that I'm just not willing to sacrifice for in order to get certain levels of success. I don't care about it that much. I don't love it enough for it to actually be the thing that propels me to get to the next level. You know, I'm just not willing to do it. It's certain things that I cannot. I will not portray myself that way. It's impossible. I'm not, for some people, God bless you. I hope you make all of the money and I hope it's worth it. But I'm just not willing to do certain roles. I'm not, even when I see skits and I see people say, oh, they just ask them because they be acting like girls, and be guys acting like girls and shit. I just roll on past it. I roll on because it's not for me. That's just not for me. I don't even want that in my psyche. I don't want that in my purview. I don't think it's cute. I don't think it's funny. People laugh and then they'll send me some skit and then it'll be some dude dressed like a chick and he imitating and then this shit. That shit ain't funny to me. Honestly, it's just some things is just not funny to me, and I just couldn't. I couldn't live with myself. It's not enough money in the world. It's not enough money in the world for me to justify doing something like that.
How was it acting with Issa Rae and Regina Hall?
And Little, when I was on set, I seen Regina. I didn't see Issa though.
Okay.
I don't need to see no more of that. It looks like somebody really want to get a question in. What's going on?
Hi. So, you hear me?
I can hear you.
I hear something else going.
I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So I just want.
I can hear you. I can hear you clearly.
Okay. Hi, Anton. So I just want to say you're doing good. My connection is bad because what the heck? Wait, I have two things going at once. Okay, yeah, my bad. I just closed out the background. Okay, so I just want to say I think you give, and I like your confidence. Just want to start off there. I think you give great financial advice. But when it comes down to your relationship
Hold on. Wait,
advice,
wait, 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 wait. I remember who you are.
Anna,
I remember. I know who you are. I remember who you are.
so why you act like you didn't remember me last time?
I didn't remember who you was last time. I remember who you are now.
Well, yes. Long time no see, big head. But yes, I just
No,
want to
don't,
say,
no, 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 no. We're not about to big head me now.
why not?
Cause you owe me and my wife an apology.
I'm sorry
What are you sorry for?
for being a little bitch when I was 21 years old.
No,
Apologize.
you apologize for being disrespectful to my wife, and you apologize for being disrespectful to me.
I apologize, Anton, and I apologize to Rita. I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead. I
Maybe
forget.
it's a bad thing. Maybe it's a bad thing that you recognize me.
No, I don't have no smoke for you, but I forgive everybody, and so it's cool. So what's the word?
I think I was a little wild because you were very, very judgmental to me because, of course, I was a stripper back then and I'm still into that. So I think let's just continue on. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to dwell on the past. But no, I just think maybe in 24 there's a new generation of females who are
Mhm.
actually a lot like me as well. In this generation we typically focus on money, money, money. We typically focus on what we can benefit. This generation, I can be honest with you, we're very selfish. So
Mhm.
like when you give out relationship advice or you're trying to, I'm just sad to say that the black community is just when it comes down to, and it's not even just the black community because I think with you very enclosed. You put black people in one category. As a black woman myself, I think that's offensive because I've been told that you talk white or you sound like you're Hispanic
But
or
you
you're
don't talk
this.
to black guys.
I don't. That's not
So what
my
do you
thing.
care?
But I do fuck with black guys because you guys are cool. And I'm half. I'm not half. I'm
But you
like,
don't talk to black guys though.
what does that have to do with anything? You're talking about a cultural aspect. And as a black woman, I just want to say, I want to address that first. You said majority of black women go out in bonnets. Maybe it's where you're from. But I just want to say black guys, yes, there are different category of black guys, but there are also different category of black women too. Black women who are enrolled in college typically carry themselves. I'm not enrolled in college, but I just want to say that that's a different category of black woman. Typically wear their natural hair, they're nerdy. A lot of black chicks like myself have grown up in white communities, so there's different types and different categories of black woman. You had a conversation with that guy caller who gave up, and I really do agree with him. I really wish he would have kept on going, but I kind of do get that this probably won't get anywhere because you are very close-minded, and I like it because it shows confidence. You're very
So
confident in
so
what
what
you
is your
believe in.
question though? What is your
My
question?
my thing is what you're doing when it comes down to relationship advice. I think you should like, nah, nah. Financial advice, yes, but
Who would you prefer to
you
hear from?
don't. I think no one should be given relationship advice because it's literally useless in this
So
generation.
nobody should
This
ever give any
generation,
relationship advice.
it's useless. I'm saying you're wasting your time
Why is that?
because not just black women, but my white friends, like white people in general, different culture, different races of people are not focused on being in relationships. It's like
Yes, they are.
you don't get it because how long have you been married? What, 20 years, right?
19 and a half.
Okay. So what you guys valued back in the day is not the same in this day and age. Like I see a lot of people even online, and I hate to even bring up online, but online
But most people still
definitely
want to
does
get married, though.
is not as common because of the fact, and that's what I wanted to bring up before you interrupted me. Everybody's
Well,
bringing up
you all over the
marriage.
place, so
Everybody,
I gotta try to narrow it down so we can get to the call because there's other
well,
people.
yeah, because I want to talk about everything that you talked about, okay? But I guess we're not gonna have time for that. I just wanted to say kudos to your, I think you're very nice and you give out great advice, but I'm just saying that your advice is useless because you got a group of new
Then
generation
how am I
upcoming.
getting people married that are young then?
Nah, it's just not that. It's not. You probably get like one or two. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you,
No, I
but
get a lot of
that's
people married. I
no,
get a
no, no,
lot
no,
of people
no.
married
You're
that
not.
are young.
Nah, the majority of your
As a
subscribers,
matter of fact, not only do I get people married,
you
but
got
it's a
less than
lot of
1%
people. It's a
married
lot
of
of
your
people that come
subscribers.
to me for premarital advice. It's a lot of people that come to me to fix relationships and fix marriages that they're already in. On average, I probably do at least 4 to 5 coaching calls a day.
Okay,
Four
but
to
my
five a
thing
day.
is that's 1% of your subscribers. Do you get what I'm saying? So
No,
like,
that's a lot of people.
mm, okay, 2%. I boosted up to 2%. My point is
It's not
that's the
about the
minority.
subscribers.
That's not.
It's about the results. And my point is this:
Yeah, but the results, it's
you
not.
guys are in a relationship whether you like it or not. When you open up your legs to somebody, you're practically marrying them. When you let somebody insert into you, you are in a relationship, even if it's just for one night, because you're never going to unsee what you saw. You're never going to change the perspective, or you're never going to see life, let alone relationships going further or going forward that you're in. So whether you like it or not, whether you want to put the label on it or not, you're still in a relationship. You're just not getting the results that they got in yesteryear. And that's the
I just want
problem, is that you're opening yourself up to something that you're going to regret in the future. You just don't know it yet because you can't see your future.
No, I get it. I open up my legs. Okay, that's fine. But my thing is, the point that I'm trying to say is that our values in this generation is completely different. Yes, the shaming tactics, I open up my legs, or marriage, that does not affect or scare or have an impact on
It's
us.
not
Like
for you.
this,
No, 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 no. It's not
we're
for
a
you.
different group. We're a different
It's not
breed
for
of
you
generation.
specifically. It has an impact
I know
on the people
it
that it
does
has
not.
an impact on.
So you look at okay. So look at like Anton. You have a closed mind. I get it, and you think, but
I have a
that's
closed
look at
mind.
look. Everybody has social media in this day and age. Look at the new generation of females who are in this newer generation. It's not just black chicks, because I know you're very close-minded. Yes, you're very
You know what's
close-minded.
so funny? You know
Every
what's
race
so
of women are focused on showing off their bodies on social media.
you know what's so funny? You know what's so funny though?
Yeah, what's up?
Um, I had three of my nephews over. No, four. Three of my nephews and one niece over today.
How old are they?
21. Two of them is 21, and I think that one of them is 22, and then one of them is 23. Or maybe the oldest one is the girl. She might be 23 or 24. All of them are setting up and getting themselves prepared to get married within the next year and a half.
And that's good. I swear to God, that's good. I'm
So
not
you
looking down
can't
at
sit here and tell me that it's not impactful when the results are
because
going to continue to
Anton,
speak for
you
itself.
have a
You hold
family
on,
that
listen. You
tell
are
me.
interested in living a certain lifestyle. It's not for you, which is one of the reasons why I'm trying to figure out, why do you listen to relationship advice from me? Why don't you just go and do whatever it is that you want to do?
Oh no, I
Tune
don't. I
into the
just came
financial.
across you yesterday. I came across you for the first because everybody was talking about. So on my free time when I'm bored, I do listen to like who's spreading bad narratives about black women. You say a lot of nasty things about black women. I'm a black woman
But you don't
myself, so I
listen
think
to
it's
me though. So how are
I
you hearing
I
that?
just came across you yesterday, and then I started looking at your titles, and I see black women, black women. So when everybody was making the reaction videos about the judge, I went on different panels and I just started, but with you, I'm like, dang, it's been a long time. Let me just hop on. And I
She
see
was
that you're
very
still doing,
ghetto, and she was a black woman, and she was ratchet.
and you keep putting everyone in the same box. And I think it's the type of
No,
black
I
chicks
don't.
that you surround yourself with. Cause
No, I
it's
don't.
like you
For
putting out
example,
hurtful
if you go to my
narrative.
Wednesday show, it's a
No, I
show
think
that
you keep
shows love, and I
putting
actually
out hurtful.
advocated
Can I
for.
finish?
I advocate my recent most viral video that is going viral on TikTok and Instagram is me speaking in love about how black women are beautiful, and that they don't need all of the makeup and the BBLs and all of that, and they was made beautiful just the way that they are. But see, the thing that you don't want to pay
So,
attention to is the
but
love.
do you say that about white
You
women and
only want to pay
Latinas?
attention to you only want to pay attention to the things that is relevant to you. You just said out of your own mouth, you haven't even heard from me in a long time, but you
Yeah,
started
it's been
going to look
what,
up and
3 years?
seeing different things based off of what was happening with Fonnie Willis. That's a small, very, very small sample size of what it is
No,
that
I
I do for the
scrolled.
results that I get. And the only thing that matters is the results. And so I don't care how I
I
get
have
it. The only
not.
thing I care about is fixing people and fixing relationships. But I got to move on to the next person, though. I appreciate you. Oh,
All right, and I appreciate you too. I think your financial advice is great. I've been skimming through your stuff. I think it's
mhm.
really nice, and I just want to say, rock on. But I'm just being honest with you. The
I
relationship
appreciate it.
stuff is, yeah.
Thank
All
you,
right.
love. Let me see who I can get. Reese. Hold on, hold on, hold on. What up, Reese?
Yeah, what's up, nigga?
What's up, nigga? Is that how you greet me when you come on my platform?
Nah, cuz you remember me last time. Nigga, you gonna hang up.
Now get the fuck off my live stream, nigga. I don't even like people named Reese. I thought that you was a woman for some reason. I know a girl named Reese. No cap. I know a chick named Reese. Let me show you. I know you ain't gonna believe it. Oh, it's RL. I know a chick named Reese. Real talk. I'm about to call her. No, I don't want to call her at 2:44 in the morning. She gonna think I'm calling her for a booty call. I don't even know if she got this number. Let me see what Reese talking about. Got me about to crash out on a live stream. Dang, she probably in a relationship with her man, and I'm calling her at 2:45 in the morning. Your call has been forwarded. That's not smart. That's not wise. Let me see something. This is hope. I can't be doing that. Anton is out here crashing out. Let me get it. See if I can get some other people up here. Somebody gonna call up here talking about what's up, nigga. What's up,
Yo,
nigga?
can you hear me?
What's up? You disagree big time. That's your name? I disagree big time. Hello? Yo, hello. Disagree. I can't hear you, bro. I can't hear you. You muted up or something, or your voice is very, very low. I can't hear you, bro. You're not coming in at all, honestly. I can't hear you disagree. I can see your mic moving, but I can't hear you. Unmute yourself now. Unmute yourself. You muted. You gotta unmute yourself, big dog. I'm gonna have to let you go in a minute. Going once. Going twice. I ain't destroying no relationships in car. Oh, I gotta let you go, big dog. Let me get my dog up here. Not for all of this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get my guy somebody that's reasonable. I don't understand why these niggas be hate watching. What up, Slimmy?
What up, bro? What the heck is going on?
I don't know, man. I got this nigga named Reese still trying to call me again, man. I thought that was a bitch. That's a whole man talking about what up, nigga.
Yeah, that was weird, bro. I don't know what the fuck that's about,
He's
bro.
still trying to call me again. I ain't letting you up, sucker.
What the hell? Hey, after hours bring them out, boy. It's after hours for sure.
I don't know what's going on in these streets, bro. I have no idea.
Yeah, you called the Desi Banks shit though, man. That nigga gone.
I don't know how this nigga decided that he wanna put a dress on though.
Yeah, that's weird, man.
All
That
of
shit
these
is
dudes is okay with putting on a dress for the bag.
ever. I mean, Tyler Perry, I ain't gonna say he opened the door for it, but like he just really blew the hinges off, man. Like the door was already open, but like, good grief. He just oof. Ain't no all these motherfuckers, they just gonna do whatever for that shit now.
Why everybody say that I'm getting some girl in trouble for a late night booty call? Ain't
Oh man.
nobody calling no trick for no late night booty call. Yo, you know what's so funny? I'm looking at my phone and I don't even know the majority of these chicks that's in here, bro.
Oh yeah, it's time to delete the contacts.
I don't know. A lot of these chicks that's in here, I don't know.
Yeah, it's time to delete them, bro. Go ahead
It's
and get them up.
crazy. I might have to play the phone call game.
Oh shit, and find out who people are. Big throwback. Who this is?
I might do it random.
Uh-oh.
Some of these names I do recognize, and so I wouldn't do them. I
Oh
don't know
yeah.
these people though. I don't know some of these people.
Probably somebody you met in passing. You know what I'm saying?
I don't get them my number.
Oh shit. Oh no.
Like I gotta know you. You know what I'm saying in real life.
Oh, I feel you.
Because usually, you know what I'm saying, I just give people. But a lot of these, I don't know, bro. Eesh.
Yeah, man. I can't imagine. Like, woo. As soon as I like, if I ain't called it, if it's a number in here like that, and I ain't said nothing in so long, I'm just gonna be like, all right, man, it's time. Is I'll probably just remove them from the text thread for sure.
You be removing them?
Yeah, from the text thread. Sometimes I save numbers, like after a while, I'll just keep them in there. But
Yeah.
I recognize the name. I'm gonna get them up out of there. Cause
I don't know some of these chicks. Some of these chicks got to be white girls, though.
oh, where the hell you beating them snow bunnies?
Well, I'm saying that because of the way that their name is. I don't remember no Sarahs.
Oh, there's some black Sarahs. I know some black Sarahs.
I don't know no Sarahs.
Really? Damn, man, my homeboy married a woman named Sarah. I went to Kent with her. She was real nice.
I'm about to call some of these people and see what's happening.
Oh shit.
But I got new numbers though, so I don't even know if some of these numbers are still the same numbers or nothing.
Oh yeah. That is a thing too, though.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how you still got your contacts, so your contacts import over into your new phone, but I got a new number.
Mm. You got the 15?
Huh? I don't know these people.
You get the iPhone every time it come out though, right? That's why you gotta import shit so much probably.
Yeah, I don't know what these people are, bro. I don't know, but I gotta clean up my contacts and get this stuff off here. See what's
Yeah.
happening. But yeah, man, it's a weird show tonight, bro. This is
Man,
wild.
I had dozed off a little bit. I got back on. I'm like, I woke up. I'm like, the hell going on?
Some of these people I actually got a lot of money with.
Oh, see, that's always a win.
Yeah.
That's always a win. Say them twice.
But yeah, I'm gonna clean these up. I got to get rid of all of these people. Some of these is old people that I used to work with. Some of these people I used to get money with. Yeah, it's a lot of different people in here. So I got to get rid of some of these people.
No, I feel you. Man, you probably need to do an interview with Lou Will.
You know what? Honestly, I don't know, bro. Like I'm kind of in this mode where I'm just not really feeling nobody. Um, I'm just
Oh
not
wow.
really feeling nobody. You know what I'm saying? As far as I don't know, man. Like I gotta like really want to interview somebody to really look to reach out to them at this point.
Oh yeah, no, I feel you.
You
I
know what I'm
feel you.
saying? So
I wish that nigga Dr. Umar would have did that joint with you though, bro. That would have
I
been a
don't. I'm now. I'm kind of glad that it didn't happen.
yeah.
What you want me to come to bed for?
Oh,
So what? What we got something to do tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? She coming in. You was just asleep. You just woke up to try to come and get me to come to bed.
I wasn't asleep.
How wasn't you asleep?
I was not asleep. I've been waiting for you.
You've been waiting for me.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I mean, so
She's sitting there talking about she hasn't been asleep. She's been waiting for me. It's 3 in the morning.
We've had a long day.
You had a long day. You had a party. My party is here with the smoke show. You know what I'm saying? Hey, she acting like we ain't used to be up all night talking shit a long time ago, Slimmy.
bro, on Clubhouse, man, it all night.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
We,
all night, man.
yeah.
Shit. A few of them joints was like, I went to sleep and then it was still going. Like when I woke up, I'm like, yo, what is going on?
Yeah. It was wild. It was absolutely wild.
Clubhouse crazy. I went on there recently, like a couple days ago. That shit is terrible now. I don't know
I
how that
haven't
happened.
been on there. I heard that the UI changed, and so at that point, I decided to go ahead and remove myself. So
Man, like it's so weird now, man. It don't even make sense. Like it's just strange. Like you could just leave. I guess you could just leave voice messages now or stuff like that. It's strange now, man.
yeah, I ain't doing all of that. I just deleted the app. Once I seen the UI change, I just deleted the app, and I just kept it moving from there. Well, let me
Uh,
get up off here, Slimmy.
all right then, Brody.
All right,
I'll
big
holla.
dog.
Take it easy, man.
Rita is on my head top. She rubbing her eyes like a child. Why you rubbing your eyes like a child? Then go to sleep. I gotta have my leg on you. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Well, listen, y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I gave y'all an opportunity, as usual, to come up and say what y'all wanted to say when y'all said it. Some of y'all missed y'all opportunities. Other people took advantage of it. But as usual, it's been a great, great show. Yeah, man, and I think we got Stock Club tomorrow, so I'm gonna be posting in the Patreon what's happening with Stock Club, and then we're gonna figure it out from there, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So I hope y'all have fun because I have fun, and I hope y'all feeling good about everything that we got going on over here. And did I miss any stories? No, I caught most of it. I had some other stuff that I was thinking about talking about, but we can say those. We can say those and see what's happening out in these streets, and go from there. All right. So listen, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all had a good time. I live streamed for a long time until Miss Thing over here came over here and said that Time Dog she ready for Time Dog to go to bed. But we'll be back at it tomorrow on Stock Club. And if y'all not a part of the Patreon, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I thought I was just getting started. But apparently not. Anyways, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. If y'all have not already, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all gonna subscribe to the channel. And then we're gonna go from there. I was gonna have some fun with y'all, and I was about to start before I erase these contacts, see what was happening. But apparently that's not a good idea. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.